spectacular holiday weekend. The Falcons took care of business in their win last week over the Purcell Dragons, 38-14. Strong play on the interior by the Falcon offensive line and defensive line translated into consistent play on both sides of the ball at the skill positions. C.J. Turnbull had a great game. He threw for 203 yards and 3 touchdowns. Coach Franklin said, "We are witnessing the maturation process of this team." And he further stated that this team still needs to play 4 quarters of consistent football. This Falcon team has shown the ability to do it, but with so much at stake, they will need to be at their best today. This afternoon, the Falcons will face the undefeated Idabel Warriors. They are 11-0. Last week, they beat Kansas of Oklahoma. Yeah, Kansas of Oklahoma, folks. 42-28. Now, this Idabel Warrior team is must-watch TV, and I don't use that phrase just because it's a marketing scheme. This team is complete, or should I say completely dynamic on both sides of the ball. They are an experienced team that has no problem bringing the fight to you. Need I say more? This is going to be a great game today. Welcome to Falcon Pregame, sponsored by Love Student of the Month. Love Stops, Travel Stops and Country Stores would like to celebrate and recognize students who exemplify outstanding characteristics in the classroom and citizenship in our community. Each month, a student will be selected as Student of the Month and qualified to win a $10,000 cash scholarship. Apply your child or student today at www.kvsp.com. Remember, rules and regulations do apply. I'm Maurice Prince. Today, I found him, folks. He came home for Thanksgiving. The nationwide zone coaster is back. It's the coach in the box, Gary Wood. How you doing, Gary?
Mo, I am doing great. I am here in Ada, America, here on the campus of East Central University, just with you for the first time in a while.
It's been a while.
Man, you know, Coach, I've been nationwide. I mean, I can't tell you where all I've been. I've been to a lot of different places, but I'm ready for some football. Glad to be with you, man.
It's good. Hey, now, Gary, when you play a team with firepower, what needs to be your focus? Because this Idabel team is loaded.
Yeah, they are loaded. I did some film study with my brother, Coach Donovan Woods last night, and when he was over for Thanksgiving, and let me tell you, like you said, your intro was Johnny on the spot. This is a team that has all the pieces. And like us, Mo, they're very young. And this is a historic or perennial type matchup between the Falcons and Idabel because there are a lot of people interested in this game. You can already see that the town of Idabel shown up in full force. And, the same thing that's happening here on our side with Millwood. And let me tell you, there's a lot of people, including a lot of people who listen to us, Langston supporters, who are interested in this game because there are a lot of home folks who are from Idabel, people in the city who got kinfolk in Idabel. And let me tell you, it's all love, but a lot of competition. So tonight, the focus is how well do you know your opponent, number one. Number two, can I block out the emotions of the game? And then number three, did I do the film study? Do I know who can hurt you? And you know what? Idabel got a lot of weapons just like we do. They're fast just like we are. And you know what? They're young just like we are.
And I think I was searching for a comparison. So I had to take the last 2 biggest games that Millwood has played.
Right.
So I went back to Heritage Hall earlier this year.
Right.
Okay, Idabel is just as talented and executes like Heritage Hall, but they are also as disciplined as Washington was last year. Is that a fair breakdown of the team?
Yeah, what I will say is that they're not as physical as Washington.
That's true.
And as far as Heritage Hall is concerned, the difference there is, man, the kid at Heritage Hall is just, he's a much better passer. Over the downfield passer, more accurate. And, of course, that's typical of Heritage Hall. But in terms of talent level, yes, Mo. In terms of speed, yes. In terms of athleticism, yes. Idabel has everything that we've seen in the better teams that we've faced and games that we've called in previous years.
And that's why I use the Washington comparison because Washington wasn't so much fast. They were physical and disciplined.
They're physical and disciplined, yeah.
Idabel, not physical, but disciplined.
Not as physical. They're physical enough.
Oh, yeah. Again, they can bring the fight to you in so many different ways.
Yep.
Now, Gary, games like this usually come down to, plays and opportunities. What unit today do you have the most confidence in just feeling it? Is it Millwood's offense? Is it its defense? Or is it special teams today that may make a difference in this game?
The defense. The defense has to make the difference today. I think we can get enough offense together to where we can score. The question is, defensively, do we have enough in the tank to stop them? So in the last game against Kansas, when I looked at the film, Kansas kind of jumped out and had a little bit of a lead. That's what they were kind of trading back and forth. But then all of a sudden, Idabel got rolling. And let me tell you, when you start looking at their key players, and I can call them out right now.
No. We got sponsors for that.
Okay, it's cool. But let me say this. When they start going to their guys, their key guys, that's when things start busting wide open. So you got to stay focused. You got to stay disciplined. They like to run the football. They like to throw the football. And it's not rocket science. You know the guys who can beat you. You just gotta stop them.
And my whole thing to everybody today, they are Baskin Robbins of football. When I say that, they've got so many different flavors.
They do.
They've got the talent to absorb and rise to and do things differently.
Yes.
Unlike other teams that Millwood has played over the predominance of time, where one team is a dominant one or a dominant other. This team is, as you keep saying it, I can't stress it enough. This is a complete team.
Yeah, offensively, let me break it down for you, Mo. It starts with the quarterback. Zone read, okay? Quarterback zone keeper. He likes to keep it and run. Then they'll turn around and they'll jet sweep with two different guys. They got a tailback who can go. He's a big kid. He's a go daddy.
Yeah.
And then in addition to that, that quarterback is probably the second leading rusher on the team. So he's a big kid himself who can keep it and get downhill. He knows what he's doing. And then they can throw the ball over the top to their wide receivers, who, by the way, both of them are 100-meter guys. And they made it to the finals last year in the 100-meter dash. One of them, as a sophomore, finished third. So let me say this. They got some go-daddies.
Yes,
and
they do.
You got to be ready for them.
The field is in great condition. Of course, it is a turf field here. Game time temperature should be a cool 53 degrees, much warmer from those who are listening back in Oklahoma City. Into the fourth quarter, the temperature will hold steady all day long. It should be in the mid-50s all. The winds will not be a factor today, but they can as the afternoon gets in and that storm system starts to get in here a little bit. Later on today, we could see it gust between 6 and 10 miles an hour now, gusting a little bit more as the afternoon goes along. The head coach for Idabel is Scott Pratt, and the head coach for your Millwood Falcons in his 11th season is Darwin Franklin. We're going to take an opening timeout. When we come back on the other side, hey, we got a lot to get into and to dive into this game. Want to make sure we thank all our sponsors for today's game: Sunbeam Family Services, OG&E, the Millwood Enrichment Foundation, First Security Bank, A-Plus Lawn Services, Big O's Pork and Dreams, Chris and Christy Harrison of Heritage Funeral Home, David Threet's Hair Cafe Cosmetology School, Wing Supreme, Narissa Berry Insurance, Love Student of the Month, Super Prep, and Perry Publishing and Broadcasting Company. And reminder for those who are listening on your radio, hey, this is a perfect time to download the app, PPBC TV. Just go look it up. It's absolutely free. Get it, and you can be here and watch this game. I know folks who went to OU today that said they were going to be streaming this game
on their phones.
In their phones because they want to know about this game. This game is blockbuster. This is one of those games, as the great Myron Patton used to say to me, this is worth paying money to see.
That's right.
And that's one you not want to miss. He's Gary Woods. I'm Maurice Prince. We'll be back on the other side. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, brought to you by SSM Health at St. Anthony and Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores.
Great at what they do. Super Prep Live can be heard on OKC's CBS Sports Radio 105.3 and Instagram Live. Make sure you tune in and learn about the next great student athlete on Super Prep Live with me, Miles Perry.
Injury injuries don't wait. For business hours, now you can be seen 24/7 for sports injuries. Whether you have a sprain or a broken bone, at the SSM Health Bone and Joint Injury Clinic at 13401 Northwestern.
Hey, this right here is a fat butt. Everybody been hearing about it on the radio. You can come to my Millwood City location, 6003 Southeast 15, or you can go to my admin, 285 South Santa Fe. Come get you one of these taters.
(1900) Spring Lake Drive in OKC. For more information, call 918-619-6174 or register at bit.ly/3G5XMRL.
Get ready for Millwood Falcon playoff football, presented by SSM Health at St. Anthony's and Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores. That's right, the mighty Millwood Falcons beat the Purcell Dragons 38-13. Falcons were led by their super sophomore quarterback, C.J. Turnbull, who threw for 203 yards and 3 touchdowns. The Millwood Falcons have pushed their winning streak to 11 straight games and now advance to the Class 2A quarterfinals. The title push is on. This Friday, they hit the road for a neutral site showdown with the Idabel Warriors in Ada, Oklahoma at East Central University. Pregame starts at 12:30 p.m., kickoffs at 1 o'clock. Listen to the game live on Heart and Soul 92.1 and 1140, or watch the game live on PPBC TV. That's right, PPBC TV. Download it for free from the App Store or Google Marketplace. Millwood Playoff Football is brought to you by Sunbeam Family Services, OG&E, the Millwood Enrichment Foundation, First Security Bank, A-Plus Lawn Services, Big O's Pork and Dreams Barbecue, Chris and Christy Harrison Heritage Funeral Home, David Threet's Hair Cafe Cosmetology School, Wings Supreme, Narissa Berry Insurance, Love's Student of the Month, Super Prep, and Perry Publishing and Broadcasting Company.
It's time for the Millwood Falcons pregame show right here on Heart and Soul 92.1 and 1140.
Welcome back to East Central University in Ada, Oklahoma. Today's home of today's quarterfinal matchup. You know, Gary, I feel real special to have you back, you know, at Thanksgiving. Last year, you weren't here with me when we went to Hera last year for the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
So it's great just to have you here and to bring the energy. I'm interested to hear some of the more breakdowns that you have.
Yeah.
But today, this stadium is actually going to be quite busy today. So today, of course, you know, Millwood is taking on Idabel. But later on today, Vian is taking on Washington here at 7 o'clock. So if you're in Ada and you say, now I can hang out, those are two outstanding games to watch tonight. So basically, I expect a lot of Warrior fans from Washington to start coming in. Maybe the coaches here a little bit earlier.
Scout a little bit because
you're going to be in town anyway. Now, today at the same time, there will be Alva taking on Kiefer today at 1 p.m. in Kingfisher today. And the winner of that game will play the winner of our game today. Then Victory Christian is taking on Jones today. And that I forgot where that game's actually being played at. No, it's being played in not Beggs, but it's being played. I think it's being played in Beggs. Okay. But wherever that is, both of those games will be going on at the same time. So 3 games going on at the same time, and then 1 night game later today. So an excellent day of Class 2A football. Can't speak for the other other conferences and not going to. But those are the games we will be monitoring and giving you score updates on. It's going to be big. I'm really been impressed with Kiefer. So far, they've come into this with the chip on their shoulder, and through the first 2 rounds, they have played just like that. Millwood faced Alva earlier this year. Alva's gotten better. And I mean, to be in this position now has been pretty impressive for them. But, you know, to me, it all comes down to the Warriors, Washington on the other side.
Yeah. And let me say this, too. One of the things that jumped right out at me in terms of Class 2A is the number of undefeated teams that was as of last week that were rolling in here. And I was like, golly, look at all of these. And what does that mean? All of these undefeated teams, right? And guys are playing some good football. Teams are peaking, i.e. Alva I think Millwood is one of those teams that is finally starting to gel, considering the fact that we've not played with all of our starters one game this year. I mean, we haven't – we didn't even play with all of our starters the first game of the season against Harrison Hall. We had guys who were out and still injured. So, again, it's all about peaking at the right time, and we're down to the last several teams. I'll say several, not few, several, because, folks, in Class 2A, they play more playoff games. There are more rounds than the typical other teams like 6A, 5A, and 4A.
Yeah, that's true. So let's talk a little bit about this Idabel team here, if you will. They're from 2A District 6. They are the district champions this year. This is a team that and last year they were 9-4 getting in, and they played well. Of course, they ran into Washington along their journey last year, and Washington took care of them. But they learned from that. They've come back this year, and they've got some players to talk about. So let's talk about those players to watch, brought to you today by Super Prep, the premier sports outlet featuring the best in high school and college student athletes in the city, state, and nation. Super Prep can be found on CBS Sports Radio 105.3 and social media at Super Prep OK. So, Gary, when you talked about Idabel, who's been impressing you?
Man, I tell you what, it starts with the quarterback. Of course, he's the guy who controls the tempo. He makes a lot of the decisions.
Waylon Phillips.
Waylon Phillips, that's right. He's 6 foot, goes about 185, 190 pounds, big, strong kid, very athletic. He can throw it. He can run it. He's the one that makes it go for Idabel. But let me tell you, if you want the impressive GoDaddy vibe, who's doing what, Mac Dixon and my man Mantrell Lopez. Those two guys, I'm telling you, when I was looking at the film versus Kansas, Lopez, I think he scored like 3 or 4 touchdowns in that game in a variety of ways. Jet sweeps, he caught passes, you name it. So when you look at them, that offensive group, Dixon, Lopez, and then the big tailback, Ravion Larry.
Yes.
That's right. And Waylon Phillips, the quarterback, those are the guys who do it on offense. And then defensively, those two guys, Dixon and Lopez, will flip over and they'll play safety, and they will dare you to throw the ball long because they're wide receivers with outstanding ball skills, and they're fast. They can make up ground. If they slip, they're athletic enough to recover. And then on the defensive front, they have a 3-man front that can really push the pocket and penetrate, and they're led by the small senior, Mr. Antoine Bagsby. Let me tell you, I watched this guy. He's not very big. He's only like 5'9". He probably weighs about 200 pounds. But Maurice, when I tell you the guy has a motor, he has a motor, and they try to double team him. It doesn't matter. He's slippery. He'll spin off. He uses his hands very well. He pushes the pocket. He gets on that quarterback in a flash of an eye. So we got to watch him today and see how well our offensive line can match up against Idabel's defensive front.
I would also like to add into that Quincy Johnson as well. He plays a little bit of DN for the team as well, and he's versatile. Sometimes they line him up in the interior. Sometimes they line him out on the edge. So when we start looking at that same thing from the Falcons side of it, who are some players who you need to see? And I'm just going to throw one of them out there, and I'm going to make this real easy for you on this one. I'm looking for strong interior play.
Right.
I'm saying key players to watch, the offensive line. To me, I think the offensive line, to me, is crucial for the success of this team today. What we've been able to see is we've seen not necessarily playoffs, CJ, but what I'm going to say here is we've seen him comfortable where he has time to make his progressions and reads and then can lead into other things. So I've been very impressed overall with how he's been able to attack and do some things.
No, you said it right, Mo, when you said offensive line. When you talk about thinking about what Idabel likes to do, right? They like to bring the 3-man pressure. They will also blitz, right? They're linebackers. And so our offensive line has to be really good at sliding their protections, being able to read and call out the blitzes. CJ has to see it. He has to get rid of the ball quick because he's not going to have a whole lot of time, and then he has to make good, accurate throws. And so we need to make sure that we protect up front to give CJ that time to deliver the ball. As far as running the football is concerned, hey, we got to have a big game out of our man today, Mr. Davis himself. He got to get downtown. And
Nitro Davis.
And then we also have to have Keys, Anthony Keys. He has to come in and kind of give that secondary bing and bang to make sure that we keep the ball going, keep the ball moving so that we don't have to put pressure on CJ.
Yes.
Right? And then our wide receiving core, X, Nickens. It's time for those guys to really step up and put on a show, because that's how we're going to have to match up against the athleticism that Idabel has on the back end. So when I look at the talent, it's a great matchup on both sides of the ball.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break, but before we do, we'll come back with keys to the game. But I need to let you know, comments from Coach Franklin, his comments were exactly what Coach Wood said. Falcons must be sound on the back end in today's game.
Yes, sir.
He says special teams today need to pay attention to detail. And he says on the 2-point conversions this week, stop taking plays off.
That's right.
He says if you have not seen the Falcons running the Wild Falcons successfully, he says because guys are taking their reps for just not following through and being detailed on that. So we're going to come back with keys to the game and get you set up to go. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, brought to you by SSM Health at St. Anthony and Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores.
Try the new Juicy Sonic Cheeseburger lineup. That's burgerier than ever. Like the bold and tangy Hickory Barbecue and indulgent garlic butter bacon cheeseburgers. They may be just the burgeriest of burgers. The Ever Cheeseburger, starting at $3.99 for a limited time. Only at Sonic.
The Black Chronicle newspaper, the paper that tells the truth. Get your subscription to the Black Chronicle newspaper that features local, state, and national news, entertainment, and more. Enjoy the Black Chronicle every week with a print edition that's delivered to your mailbox and an e-edition that's delivered to your email. So you can read the entire paper page for page on your computer, iPad, handheld, mobile device, or iPhone. The one-year subscription offers 52 newspapers and the digital e-edition for just $25. Get your subscription online at blackchronicle.com. That's blackchronicle.com. For more information, call 405-424-4695. That's 424-4695. The Black Chronicle newspaper, serving Oklahoma City since 1979. A product of Perry Publishing and Broadcasting Company.
Oklahoma City, treat yourself or a loved one to excellence with a suit from Elm Grove Clothing Company. Elm Grove Clothing Company believes that appearances are everything, and their goal is to create a feeling of confidence every time you wear one of their tailored bespoke suits or shirts. All their suits are custom made to fit each customer's frame and build, striving to create the perfect suit just for you. Get that custom suit you've always wanted. Make an appointment today to learn more and see their great fabrics. Visit online at elmgroveclothing.com or call 405-332-8787. That's 332-8787 for Elm Grove Clothing Company.
Welcome back to East Central University. Maurice Prince and Gary Wood set to bring you the action. Gary, it's time for the keys to the game. Narissa Berry Insurance would like to help you get the best insurance coverage that's right for you with the right price. Home, auto, or life. Let her take care of you. Now, you can contact her by calling 405-547-0595. That's 405-547-0595. What are the keys to the game today, Gary?
The keys to the game is, number one, we have to play good defense. We have to make sure that we stop the key playmakers from Idabel.
So can we say eliminate big plays?
Eliminate big plays. Number two, no turnovers. We got to make sure that we win the turnover battle, most definitely versus Idabel. And then number three, we have to make sure that we allow CJ to be CJ, and we got to protect him as he looks to deliver the ball and facilitate the offense. So we have to protect up front, which means that we have to stop Idabel defensively.
Now, so you got those folks. Your Narissa Berry keys to the game are eliminate their big plays, no turnovers, and protect CJ.
That's right, protect the quarterback.
So those are that. And we're set. The crowd is in a frenzy. And again, if you're listening to this game, I invite you strongly to go on and join the stream at PPBC TV. Download the app. There's an active link, and you can join us right here in Ada. All right. And The kick is away. Short end-over-end kick going to be fielded at the 24-yard line, returned out to the 35, and it's going to be marked out of bounds. Looks like at the 36-yard line. 1st and 10 from that spot for them. So not a bad return, Gary, but now we get a chance to see the defense. I like the fact that Millwood chose to kick the ball and will put the pressure on Idabel early.
Yeah, we want to definitely see early on what is it that they're going to bring out. And also, too, if we can get stops early, that does wonders. That does a lot for our momentum coming out.
Now, there was one question that we were asked online earlier, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you that question, that answer after this. We'll get our first look today at Waylon Phillips as he's running spread offense. Ball is snapped, faking the jet sweep right up the middle of the field, and the ball is going to be taken for a gain of about 5-6 yards out to the 41-yard line.
Yeah, that's a good inside zone play. They're going to fake that jet sweep across with Lopez, and the reason why they're doing that is because he is a true threat at the edge. He probably rushed for well over 100 yards last week against Kansas.
But you got to stay home because Ravion Larry is just so talented.
That's right.
The question was, that was posted online, and you can post your questions online. We will try and answer them as the game goes on if you are watching. Is this, did Millwood have a regular practice this week? The answer to your question, yes. It was a regular week. There was no Thanksgiving. I will say this, your players were allowed to have Thanksgiving jet sweep attempt running to the outside there by Dixon.
Yep, great tackle on by Quest Morris.
So on that play, so as we talk about taking the ball around there, it's going to be third down, second down. No, it should be third down and 4.
Third down and 4.
So after that play there. So now going to work. So Millwood had a regular practice. According to Coach Franklin, they had their regular practice, a little different in the timetable because school is closed.
Yep.
But yesterday they met in the morning again, celebrated as a team Thanksgiving, and then were dismissed to their families after a very active practice, he said yesterday. Going to work right up the middle, and for the first time they're going to stop Phillips on the zone read play right up the middle. He's only going to get a couple of yards on the play. It's going to set 4th down. It's going to be decision time for Scott Pratt.
Yep, looks like it's going to be about 4th down and about 2.5 or maybe 3.
So the ball's officially at the 44-yard line. And we're going to see here if he's trying to make a statement here.
Yep, set the tone early.
4th down and 2. Now, they have not pulled their guys yet. Now, one thing about Scott is he plays chess with the best of them.
But when I'm looking at that he's got the burner timeout, or is he going to get a play in? He's going to punt.
He's going to punt, but he's going to hold the Falcons at bay, and you have to be disciplined against this team.
Right. Got to make sure you watch the fakes, make sure you check the personnel as they come out on the field. Xavier Thompson back deep to return.
Yes. And the punt is a short. It's a
Shankopotamus.
And it's going to go out of bounds, rolling toward the Millwood bench, going to be out of bounds at the 41-yard line.
Yep. So as far as defense is concerned, the Falcons must be feeling pretty good about how that first series went. And now the offense is going to come out, and we'll see what Idabel does defensively.
Yeah, Millwood has great field position here, so it's a great position for them right now. Officially, 9:34 to go on the clock. 0-0 is our score. It's our first opportunity, and these teams are going to get the jitters out first couple of series, and we'll see.
And instead of a 3-man front, Idabel's coming with a 4-man front.
Going to work right now. Going to hand the ball off to Lamar Davis. Davis finds a crease to the outside. He's at midfield before he's finally brought down, close to being a face mask.
Yep.
But it will be a first down. They're going to say a Sunbeam Family Services
first down.
Are they saying it? Or they have? Yeah, okay, there's the
moving those chains.
So it's going to be a Sunbeam Family Services first down at the 49-yard line. What'd you like about that play, Gary?
Well, I like the fact that it was a fake jet sweep, and they were able to get Jaden Nickens out in front of Davis, and Davis, really did a nice job reading that block and getting out there.
Back to work. This time we're going to give it to the Keys, and Keys goes ahead for 4 or 5 yards, taking the ball down to the 45-yard line, gain of 4.
Nice inside zone play by Keys. Let me tell you, he's really come along to be, considering the fact that he's just a freshman, and so the future is bright, knowing that he'll be coming back and joining our team next year.
2nd down and about 6 yards to go. The Falcons come out with 4 receivers now. Single back, shotgun. CJ calls for it, drops back in the pocket, no pressure. Coming across the middle, and Jaden Nickens made the reception. It's going to be close to another Sunbeam Family Services first down. And it is. They said
they
move
waved
the
it,
chains.
moved the chains. So they gave him credit for the forward progress. Nice slant route. I like the fact that CJ looked very relaxed. And now, different formation here. CJ's lining up at wide receiver. Cameron Carter checked into the game at tight end. Tight bunch formation going right to Davis. Jet sweep to Xavier Thompson.
Xavier puts on the skids, puts him on skates, gets to the outside.
Gain of another 11 yards. Nice play call right there.
Nice play call indeed.
Yeah, so what they did was they took CJ, lined him up at wide receiver, and then they checked Cameron Carter in the game, and they, as an H-back, had a bunch right, and then I thought it was going to be a Wild Falcon sort of setup, but it wasn't.
But it was. It was set up that way. Lamar Davis was. Yeah,
but he handed it off to Xavier Thompson on the jet sweep.
Exactly. So going to work this time, CJ with 3 receivers, twins to the left. He calls Jaden Nickens in motion across the formation from the slot, gives it to Lamar Davis right up the middle, and Nitro puts it in second and third gear and takes the ball down to the red zone. First possession for the Falcons today at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, that was a nice inside zone play. Both teams using the jet sweep as a way to spread the defense a little bit. And, of course, Davis did a nice job of getting downhill. He didn't waste any steps there, Mo.
Now, going back to work, it is second down and about 2 yards to go. 3 receivers, twins to the left. Ball on the right hash mark. Ball snapped. They're going to give it to Davis again. Davis dives forward and does a nice job of getting what he can out of the play. There was not a touchdown to be made there, but there was a solid way to get about 2 or 3 yards and almost put him in a position for a first down.
Yeah, I actually like the extra effort that he demonstrated at the end of the run, leaning forward, finishing with his shoulders and his head out in front of his knees. Good job by Davis.
Third down and 1. You got Davis in the backfield again with 3 receivers. Twins to the left, Xavier Thompson to the outside. You got Donovan Knight and Jaden Nickens. Jaden Nickens gets it on the screenplay. He's at the 20. He's at the 15. Jaden Nickens unloads and takes it inside down toward the 12. It will be enough for a Sunbeam Family Services first down. I think they're going to spot that ball at the 13. Is that the 13? Yes, that's the 13-yard line. So good throw and catch again to Jaden Nickens. Jaden Nickens getting involved early in this one.
Right, and, these long drives, Mo, are very, very good for Millwood. It keeps Idabel's offense on the sideline and keeps their key players out there playing defense.
All right, going to work now.
That's a busted play.
Busted play, but that's all right. Davis reverses field position.
Should be
and
a flag
is tackled
there.
Up high, and a flag comes in late as he's tackled at the 5-yard line. Reaching up high, making the tackle there was Lopez.
Yeah.
Lopez has a little bit of that Troy Polamalu in him a little bit.
Yeah.
In terms of his aggressiveness.
Yeah. I mean, the truth of the matter is that Davis did an outstanding job of reversing field, and that just caught the Idabel defense completely off guard. They did everything they could to just get over there to catch Davis.
So the penalty is going to be personal foul face mask. And that's going to move the ball inside the 5-yard line, setting up a first and goal following another Sunbeam Family Services first down at the 3-yard line.
Double tight, power eye, and they now have Woods checking into the game. He's going under center.
All right, so Josiah Woods under center now. I formation. They're going to give the ball to Cameron Carter, who hammers his way into the end zone for a first Security Bank touchdown for the Falcons.
Coach Franklin's calling for 2. So I guess we're going to get a chance to see for the first time tonight. Well, no, the second time, because they ran the Wild Falcon formation
early
in midfield, which was a nice wrinkle, by the way.
Yeah, don't just shop, buy the gifts and bring it home. Don't just tease me. Don't window shop.
Right.
Don't give me something else to go with it. So Lamar Davis comes in to run the Wild Falcon. Falcons up 6-0 as it stands right now. High snap. He has to get it. Pulls it down. Founds a crease. And he's fighting his way. And they said the 2-point conversion is good.
Yeah. Good drive by the Falcons coming in, establishing themselves, making a statement.
So after that first drive of the game, the Falcons take it down 9 plays, 59 yards for a touchdown. We'll be right back. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, brought to you by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and SSM Health at St. Anthony.
The Showplace Theater is the best place for live music.
And with some of the best acts around, like Pete Davidson, December 3rd.
I had a rolling school bag for 4 years. I looked like I was waiting for a flight for like 4 years.
Lee Bryce, December 15th. Ron White, December 30th.
I don't have a high school diploma. I'm smart, but you can't prove it on paper.
And Midland, December 31st.
Riverwind, the Metro's best casino experience.
Oh, yeah, they did that. The Falcons took their opening possession and scored on it. So, Gary, make sure you make a note on that.
Yeah, I definitely did.
A onside kick attempt here by the Falcons.
Didn't quite go 10 yards.
Didn't go 10 yards, and it will be illegal procedure, and it will be Idabel football in really great field position now. The ball will be spotted at the, I'd say, 47-yard line. So the kick will put the ball at what?
It looks like it's going to be at the 50. Well,
no, it's the 47.
47-yard line. Now, let me ask you this, Mo. Considering what we did offensively, I would have kicked the ball deep.
Yeah. I can understand that. You don't give a team that's trying to get started positive field position. But
this is giving them hope.
All right, going to work right now. 3 receivers, twins to the left for Phillips. The Warriors don't have the correct personnel here.
Something's wrong here. Throw that flag.
So they got to stop. Somebody got to step in.
They got to step in and for the substitution. That was blown by the offense option.
Okay,
Phillips faking it with the double move.
They got somebody deep, and that pass.
Almost interception.
Now, that's one of those. It was nearly intercepted there by number 8, Tyshawn Buford. And you know what I didn't like?
What?
He went for the one-handed grab.
Right.
He could have tipped it because back in position to make that play for them was Joseph Gibson. He could have made a play.
Yeah, he could have made a play. But, you know, at the beginning of that play, Mo, the substitution that came in, especially how they came in, and then the fact that there were 2 players that came onto the field
at the same time.
And one came off. That clearly should have been some form of
well, if not even a penalty, they should have stepped over the center and made them hold the ball.
Fumble!
Ball is loose on the ground. On
Millwood
the
recovers.
On the jet sweep, and Tyshawn Buford comes up with the fumble.
Great play by Cameron Carter, the Mike linebacker. They tried the jet sweep to Montreal Lopez, and Cameron Carter stuck him in the backfield, and he fumbled the ball, and it was recovered by Buford.
So the fumble recovered by Tyshawn Buford on that play.
Falcons get the ball back on the 48.
So going back to work. So the onside kick, even though it didn't turn out the way we thought it should, ends up working in the Falcons' favor this time. So the Falcons are substituting now.
Yep.
And the 25-second clock is running. 6:42 to
formation.
Go. So diamond formation, 2 receivers split, and here come the Warriors. They've got 7 in the box right now. CJ's going to throw it out deep to the outside.
He's going to Xavier Thompson.
And he's going to Xavier.
Xavier catches it.
The double team. It's going to be brought down inside the 10, down to the 5-yard line.
Great
What a
catch.
play. What a throw by CJ.
Yes, sir. Great throw and catch. Xavier Thompson, I don't even know how he caught that ball. CJ dropped it in there perfectly over the inside shoulder of the defensive back, and then Thompson caught it beautifully.
It's a Sunbeam Family Services big first down
in
on
goal.
First and goal. Sunbeam
right.
Family Services right now. Going back to work here are the Falcons right now. Falcons, 2 back formation, 2 receivers split. You've got Jaden Nickens on the left, Xavier Thompson on the right. Nickens comes in motion across the formation, fake the jet sweep into Anthony Keys, and he drives the car down inside the 3, down to the 2-yard line. So nice job there.
Yeah, decent inside zone play. I think it was for a gain of about 1 yard. And again, I'm also watching how Millwood changes their personnel groupings in and out. It's almost as if from a skill standpoint, they're platooning Idabel and saying, hey, you know what? I'm going to give you something different to look at. I know you've done film study. I know you've watched 9 or 10 of our most recent games, but I'm going to show you something different. And Power I formation.
Power I formation going to work right now. And they're going to hand the ball off again.
Bootleg to the outside by
Woods into the end zone. Touchdown.
Whoa, that's a little snake oil right there, Mo.
It's a First Security Bank touchdown for the Falcons as Josiah Woods takes it in there. And again, changing the personnel.
That's right.
Keeping them off balance. Doing a great job there by Coach Franklin and his team right now. 14-0 is the score.
Excellent play call.
For 2.
Well, because the first series they put Cameron Carter in and handed the ball to Cameron Carter. So when Idabel saw that, they loaded the box. And then Josiah Woods faked the ball to Cameron Carter and bootlegged it around the weak side. Nobody there. Walked in untouched.
Ball is snapped this time, and before things get started, they're going to blow this play dead. It looks like it's going to be false start against the Falcons this time. So it's a dead ball penalty against the offense. It's going to be false start, so that's going to move the ball back to the 8-yard line.
Yeah, I wonder if they stay with the same personnel group and they had the Wild Falcon in. Yep, it looked like they're going to change personnel. Going with regular personnel. I think CJ's back in the game. That's right. Jayden Nickens back in the game. Donovan Knight back in the game.
Yeah,
Xavier. So they're backing this thing up to about the 8-yard line, Mo.
Yeah, so they're going to go to the 8-yard line and retry the 2-point conversion. And so right now, 3 receivers. Now check that, 4 receivers. Single back formation. CJ with Anthony Keys to his right, ball on the right hash mark. Ball snaps. CJ feels the pressure, eludes it. He's still on his feet somehow. Rolls to the left, fires across the middle, has the receiver open.
Miss.
And unfortunately, that one was not caught.
Yeah,
Kobe McGarry had a chance, but he wasn't able to pull it down. So the 2-point conversion is no good. Ball intended for McGarry on that play. But nonetheless, the Falcons have scored on 2 consecutive drives here. 4 plays, 44 yards. And that drive was really captivated there by a huge play from, CJ, who threw it 47 yards to Xavier Thompson.
Yes.
To get them in position to go ahead and win, to score that drive there.
That pass was only 47 yards. It seemed like it was longer than that.
Well, you got to remember, he threw it from midfield. But it was such a beautiful throw.
Man, it looked like
we didn't even harp on the fact that Xavier Thompson made the catch looking back at the sun.
I know, which is the same sun that caused McCary to just miss the pass in the end zone there. Just looking back, because the sun is sitting, I guess, kind of just overhead right now, right?
Right.
I mean,
sun rises in the east, so it's from the
in
east.
The west, that's right.
So right now it's facing
looking back into it,
and our vantage point is east to west. It's a low squibbling kick. The ball's rolling around. The Falcons
recover.
They got it. The Falcons said they got it, and they do.
Wow.
Onside kick, and the Falcons making plays in the special teams.
That's right. They sure did. And
now
that was probably what he was looking for, right?
This is what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to ask Coach Franklin, because that first onside kick attempt that didn't go 10 yards, all that's done is thrown them off. Now back-to-back plays here. You kicked it short. Was that purposely done?
Right.
To set up for this one here?
Maybe. Don't know.
So I'm just putting it out there. So going back to work now.
Yep.
So ball snap. CJ's going to have it coming across. Xavier Thompson comes across in the jet sweep. It's going to be cut down.
That's a good play by Lopez.
Lopez coming in there, shooting the gap there.
Yeah, he came off the edge with a lot of smoke. Lopez is a good player, man. He's big-time kid. Again, just a junior. He'll be back next year. But let me tell you, he's actually the emotional leader of this Idabel team. And let me tell you, these guys are fighters. They can come back in a hurry if you relax.
Yes, this is far from over.
This is far from over. Just because we're up doesn't mean that this game is over.
And what I would like to say at this point in time is that this is one of those things. You got a maturation process of the team. Xavier Thompson went up high to catch it. CJ's pass was incomplete that time. Yep. So it's going to be 3rd down and about 13 now.
Well, on that route, it looked like CJ was going a different direction than he came back to Xavier. And Xavier wasn't quite able to read it because he kind of stopped his route before the ball, as the ball was coming.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And also the other part about that is that to me that time the sun looked like a factor that time.
Offsides, it looks like.
So Idabel getting a little ahead of themselves here, going to jump off sides. 4:39 to go, 14-0 is the score. Maurice Prince and Gary Woods on the call this afternoon. Quarterfinal action, Class 2A. Are you enjoying what you're seeing, Blue Nation out there? Falcon Nation, are you enjoying it? So the penalty is going to go against the defense here. It's going to be offsides. So it's going to move the ball back. Well,
move it forward.
Okay, so they just haven't marked it, so that's what it is. He's waiting for the line. So it kind of threw me. Should move the ball to the 43-yard line.
Yep, 43 and a half.
So third down, and it will be 8 yards to go. 4 receivers. CJ in shotgun with Lamar Davis. The Warriors are showing blitz. They're in is that a 3-man front?
That's a 3-man front. That's a 3-3 stack, and they're getting ready to bring it. They're running.
Plenty of time on the play clock, 27 seconds. Ball is snapped. CJ drops back. He's looking right. He's going to throw it. No, he's not. Pressure, and down he goes. Down he goes at the hands of number 55,
That's right.
Bagsby.
Yeah, Bagsby. We talked about him in the pregame. He's the senior on the defensive front. He's the nose guard who is slippery. And you have to definitely account for him because he's quick off the ball and he has a low center of gravity, and he will do anything possible to get to the quarterback.
The Warriors fans have been looking for something to cheer for there, Gary, and they finally got it that time.
Yeah, that was a good play by Idabel.
So now the Falcons are going to kick the ball away. Zaire Fisher's coming out right now. And they have a returner standing inside the 25 at the 20. Kick is up. Zaire did not get full extension on that kick, and it will bounce out of bounds, out at the 31.
Yeah, that formation the Falcons lined up, they went trips right and kicked the ball, which was different. I hadn't seen that in a while.
So with that being said, the Warriors, who have been looking for some positive energy, Gary, now have a chance to try and build on it.
Yeah. Again, all you need is a play and a momentum swing of any kind to have something good happen, and then next thing you know it.
I don't think people truly understand that we say this is a just add water offense.
That's right.
That's exactly what we're dealing with today. So now going to work, the Warriors come out with 4 receivers. Trips to the left side, balls on the right hash mark, ball snapped. And now Phillips is rolling to the left, looking. Has a receiver open, and that pass is nearly intercepted by Buford.
Yeah, Buford was in the right place at the right time. Ball came in. He just wasn't able to get his hands under it and scoop it before it hit the turf.
Now, the Falcons are doing a good job. You were asking about the location. One thing that you saw from Idabel during warm-ups is they would come out, get into the corner, and kind of bring your arm right through the center of them and turn around.
Yep.
The Falcons are doing a good job of handling that, like that hook move, and kept themselves in position, kind of like a center looking for a rebound off of a missed shot.
Yeah.
I mean, doing a great job on that, at least on that play there.
Yeah.
4 receivers now. Ball on the right hash. Phillips. They're going to fake the jet sweep, and Phillips is going to camp it right up the middle.
Yep, right up the middle.
And this time, going to get a nice chunk of yards on that one, taking the ball out to the 38-yard line.
Yeah. You know, that time the jet sweep, they used that to try and get the defensive linemen to go sideline to sideline a little. If they shuffled out of position, what that does is enables some running lanes to be opened up naturally. And so that's something that we're going to probably see a lot of from Idabel.
And with Idabel and with the talent of Ravion Larry, you like him on a linebacker, you like him on a safety.
Right.
If you can get him matched up against that, you like that.
As a lead blocker, most definitely.
4 receivers now.
And they're moving him around as we're seeing right now.
We just haven't seen him carry the ball a lot.
Not yet.
All right, going to work. They're going to fake the jet sweep again, and this time Phillips is going to be close this time for a Idabel, could be an Idabel Warrior first down. 2:50 to go, 14-0 is the score, and Idabel gets its first down of the game on basically their 3rd possession of the day.
And another thing to look for, too, an offensive cue is watch Larry, okay? If Larry, wherever they line him up, if they're going to run the ball in between the tackles, wherever he goes, because he's the lead blocker like 90% of the time on these quarterback runs.
4 receivers now. They're going to fake it, come around on
Lopez.
With Lopez, and Lopez running out of tackles. And he's going to take the ball maybe a yard shy of midfield, but another gain of 7-8 yards.
He's elusive, and he's very comfortable running in between the tackles, and that's really different and unique for a wide receiver to have that kind of skill set.
It's kind of the Deebo Samuel's mentality when you start talking about from San Francisco.
Yeah.
He kind of has those strong legs. He is a running back in a receiver's body. Oh, I'm sorry. I said that wrong. As a receiver in a running back's body. Yeah.
Right.
So here we go. Going to work. 4 receivers now. Make that 3 receivers. Going to work. This time we see Larry with it.
Yeah,
this time
they caught it. Yeah, they were ready for him. He got the ball on the inside zone, and they met him right there at the line of scrimmage. So I think that might be a gain of a half a yard or a yard.
So, yeah, setting up 3rd down and what will be 2 yards to go. But more importantly here is with Millwood rolling the dice so much, you have to treat this as it is 4 down territory for the Warriors.
Yeah.
So the Warriors still getting their call from the sideline there.
Now, it's 2nd and short, or is it 3rd and short?
It's 3rd and short.
Yeah, 3rd and short. The chain gang got to keep up now.
Yeah. So 3rd down and 2. Somebody finally told him.
Yep.
So going to work now. 4 receivers. 5 seconds on the play clock. They've got to hurry. And finally they called a timeout.
Had to burn a timeout.
So there is a timeout called on the field, and we will take one as well. This is officially, of course, a timeout called by OG&E. Also, with less than a minute to go, we'll give you a time update brought to you by A-Plus Lawn Service. We'll be right back on the other side. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, brought to you by SSM Health at St. Anthony and Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores. Do you want your home lawn or company lawn to look green? Well, this is the perfect time of year to address that. Let the professionals at A-Plus Lawn Service and owner Milo Wilson take care of you. Just call them, 405-535-5139. That's 405-535-5139. And Coach Franklin is on the field talking with the official. What do you think that conversation's about? Because to me, the substituting would be something I would definitely be talking.
It would definitely be something I'd be bringing up because it's actually something that it's been actually done poorly, and the officials need to address that, in my opinion.
And so now going to work, back to live action.
Resetting the game clock.
So with 58 seconds to go, here we go, back in live action. 3rd down and 2. 5 receivers, 4 to the left side, trying to set up a strong. And Phillips, one-on-one,
Cameron Carter!
Cameron Carter, one man, goes beast mode and shoots the gap to the outside and brings him down one-on-one.
It was a great play setup. They had an overload, quads to the left side. And, of course, it was going to be a quarterback keeper back to the weak side, which was a unique play call. If it wasn't for Cameron Carter busting through the A-gap,
Gary, I want to go back to something you say. When you come through the line, come through and sit. Don't just come through and keep drifting.
No, because he saw that play.
You could have given Phillips, who is a good runner, a cutback lane, and it's possibly to the house.
Yeah, it was, but Cameron Carter did an excellent job.
4th down now. They're going for it here.
4th down and 4.
Ball snap.
Jet sweep to the outside.
Jet sweep to the outside. Zaire Fisher.
And
they fell forward for a first down, and he's going to get it for him. That time, that is Dixon coming across on the jet sweep for the Warriors, taking the ball down to the 46-yard line, or make that the Millwood 46-yard line for a first down for the Warriors. And they've had to work hard to get their first down. It wasn't until this drive that they even got their first down. So end of the first quarter. So right now, Millwood is up 14-0. We'll be back on the other side to bring you up to date and take a look at some numbers on the other side. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, brought to you by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and SSM Health at St. Anthony.
Injuries don't wait. For business hours, now you can be seen 24/7 for sports injuries. Whether you have a sprain or a broken bone, at the SSM Health Bone and Joint Injury Clinic at 13401 Northwestern.
This is our Loves Travel Stop Student of the Month, Kiana Tubbs, from Cristo Rey, OKC Catholic High School. Thanks for joining us, Kiana.
Thank you guys for having me.
So I heard that you currently have a 4.2857 GPA.
Yes.
That is really impressive. Can you tell us a little bit about what motivates you in school?
So what motivates me in school is just kind of wanting to go to the higher level, so wanting to go to college, but also having a support system in my family and friends, and just wanting to make them proud. So
Nowadays, you're supposed to be giving a substitution. If you do that, the other team a chance to match up on personnel.
Right.
4 receivers, trips to the outside. Phillips stepping back in the pocket, going to swing it to the outside, and he does to Ravion Larry. Larry blows through 2 tackles, and he takes it down for a gain of 7-8 yards. That is a D1 talent young man. He is a freight train in open field.
Man, I tell you what, he got that ball and got a full head of steam, and he'll give you one cut, but he's not a juke guy. He's going to drop a shoulder and give you a little bit, and that's exactly what he did. Gain of about 8.5, 9 yards.
All right, so the ball was touched, and they're going to reline it back up at the, looks like the 38-yard line there. So now going to work. Second down and what will be 2 yards to go. Officially 11:32 before the end of the first half. And so 18 seconds on the clock. And Pratt, who must call plays himself,
right,
has an elaborate sequence on calling the play in. 8 seconds on the play clock. Now going to work. Phillips.
Option. He's keeping it. Oh, inside shovel play.
Inside shovel pass
to
or
Larry.
Shovel play to Ravion Larry, which will give the Warriors a first down inside the 30-yard line. That's some old Navy.
OU ran that, used to run it too.
Nebraska too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he come off with the option look, and I was thinking that he was going to use the receiver as a pitch guy because that's who his trail man was, but then he pitched it inside. That was a wrinkle that I hadn't seen on film.
So, again, trying to get the Falcon defense off balance.
Yeah.
They have not been able to successfully do it. Idabel's had to work for everything they've scored today, anything that they've been able to get today. So now they're shifting. So now we end up with 3 receivers, make that 4 receivers to the left side.
Lots of formation.
Phillips going to give the ball to Ravion Larry, who's starting to get warmed up a little bit, folks.
He is. And you can tell by the way he's receiving the ball. He's getting high knees up, shoulders forward. He's a load. I think Idabel is settling in on the fact that it's okay to get 2-3 yards at a time. We don't have to hit the home run. Let's just grind it out now.
Second down and what will be 8 yards to go.
But you got to watch them because they'll go grind, and then they'll go over the top or try to hit you for a big play in a hurry.
Now, to what we have described as a complete team, this team is loaded with talent. They just have not been able to get, as an expression I use, the car out of the garage and get it into open space. But they are building on that now. Phillips cutting up the middle, and he is wrapped up and brought down.
Is that
Buford on that tackle?
No, it wasn't Buford. It was actually, and I'm looking for number 88 for the Falcons. Oh, there he is. It's Jonathan Parker, defensive end. Great.
Hello, Mr. Parker. Hello.
He's come a long way from when he first got inserted into the starting role back in the scrimmages in preseason, Mo.
So he's had to fight to get his reps. And
he has. He's done a good job, too.
All right, so it's setting up 3rd down and 7, but regardless, I think the Warriors are going to go for it here. I think they've seen enough of the Falcons rolling, so I think they want to get it going. And if you're the Falcons, you want to get back on the field. That penalty offset that last drive. So you want something positive to build on here. And they're going to call another timeout.
They want to talk about it. Do you pin them or do you go for it?
Well, that's the ultimate question, but it's still 3rd down. So it's third down. We're going to stay right here. Want to make sure we thank all our sponsors for today's game. Want to thank all of them. That's Sunbeam Family Services, OG&E. That is the Millwood and Richmond Foundation, First Security Bank, A-Plus Lawn Services, Big O's Pork and Dreams, Chris and Christy Harrison of Heritage Funeral Home, David Threed's Hair Cafe Cosmetology School, Wings Supreme, Narissa Berry Insurance Agency, Love Student of the Month, Super Prep and Perry Publishing and Broadcasting Company. And remember, every time the Falcons get a first down, that's sponsored by Sunbeam Family Services. We all deserve a brighter future. Sunbeam Family Services provides affordable and convenient mental health services for families and children at the Edwards Early Education and Community Hope Center, located in the former Edwards Elementary School. For more information, go to sunbeamfamilyservices.org. Back to live action now. Maurice Prince and Gary Woods on the call right now. Falcons up with 9:03 to go. 14-0 is the score. So, 4 receivers now. Trips to the right side. Phillips looking over the defense.
It's a 5 wide.
So 5 wide here. And they're shifting. So Ravion comes back in the backfield, still setting up. So 4 receivers, trips to the left, and the inside slot receiver comes in motion. Pressure, and he's going to be batted down.
Play.
Great job by Josiah Woods,
yes,
who couldn't get there and did what you taught.
Get your hands up.
So that pass is incomplete. Nice job there by Josiah Woods.
By the way, he's the backup quarterback and starting outside linebacker for the Falcons.
Yeah, so that's just – so 4th down here. And again, 30 seconds on the play clock. So plenty of time for the Idabel to get a play in this time.
4th down and
7.
They're going to go for it.
So they're going to go for it here. So the Falcons got to be on their P's and Q's. Coming in here, we got an empty set. We got 5 receivers. Trips to the right side, ball on the right hash. The Falcons. Phillips is going to roll to the right side, fire it, and that pass is going to be caught.
Completion to Lopez.
Looks like it's going to be a completion to Lopez that will be enough to convert a big first down to the 21-yard line. Nice throw and catch there from Phillips to Lopez.
It was, and the ball was put in a place that only Lopez could catch it. So, again, well executed by Idabel, keeping this drive alive.
So 1st down and 10 now for the Warriors. And honestly, I was really surprised that Phillips was patient enough and disciplined enough to throw that ball. He had a lot of daylight. Now, I'm not saying he would have got there, Gary, but there was a whole lot of real estate in front of him.
Well, that's a route concept that I've seen them run several times where they run that comeback play to Lopez, and he's a great route runner. And so they have all the confidence that the ball can get there, he'll catch it.
All right, Lopez comes in motion. They're going to fake it, come across. Phillips getting pressure. Rolls to the outside and then fires out of bounds.
Away. Good decision by Phillips. He rolled out. He didn't see anything. He was outside the pocket, made sure he got the ball away from everybody so that they can line up and do it again.
And great job by the Falcon defense. When you get one-on-one with Phillips, get your hands in the air.
Yes, sir.
Get him up.
He's not really an over-the-top thrower. He's kind of like that. He's not a sidearm, but like a 3/4 type delivery. So again, you getting your hands up on the defensive front really does a lot to alter his passing pattern.
So it's now looking at a 2nd down and 10. Phillips talking to his running back for a second there. 4 receivers, twins to the right side. He calls the inside slot receiver in motion. He comes across on the jet sweep, and he finds a crease. And then finally he is sent down.
Yeah, Dixon on the carry. That was a good carry.
And Jamarian Franklin said, hello.
Yeah.
What are you thankful for?
He letting them know that, hey, we hitting out here. Just want to make sure you understand. Fasten your chin strap. Put your mouthpiece in.
So he brings him down at the 15-yard line. So now it's 3rd down and 4. This is definitely 2-down-4 situation for the Warriors, who are looking to get into the end zone for the first time today. It's 14-0 Falcons on top.
8-10.
4 receivers. Harry. They're going to fake it. That little communication
play.
Trouble with the timing there.
Yep.
Ravion was leaning forward, and it kind of took him out of position, so Phillips had to take it. He had to eat it. Nothing doing there. Yeah. So it's going to be 4th down and 4.
It was a great tackle also by Morris. He was able to read that, saw the zone read happening, and was able to make a decision whether or not he was going to go with the fake or get after the quarterback, and he made a good play.
All right, going back to work right now. The Warriors shift.
Quads left. That's a 5 wide.
But quads on the left side. And the Falcons going to jump off sides, and that should be enough to get them a first down.
Yeah, that was a hard count.
And that's that shifting that you were talking about.
Yep.
Trying to see if they can create it.
Yep.
Create that mismatch.
And also, too, the shifting gets players thinking, right? They get them thinking, and then all of a sudden you hear that hard count, not realizing, oh, man, it's 4th down and 5. If I could just sit here and relax, they still got to get 5 yards. And so just being anxious, they were able to draw the Falcons off.
So that will get them a 1st and goal for the first time this afternoon for the Warriors. So, Idabel. 4 receivers, 2 split on either side. Phillips in shotgun with Larry. He's going to roll to the right, looking across the end zone. That pass is nearly intercepted. And nice deflection by Zaire Fisher.
Yeah, and actually the Falcons were all over that. He was looking for Lopez to run that comeback route again, and Zaire Fisher saw it. He was able to draw a little bit of collision downfield, and then he was able to step right in front of Lopez, almost had an interception.
Now going to work. 7:16 to go. The clock is officially stopped now. So, still waiting on the Warriors to get their call. They got 15 seconds on the play clock, so still plenty of time. So, now they come with 10 seconds to the line, so they got to come to the line and get ready to go. Falcons got to be ready because this is how the Warriors get an advantage.
5 wide again, motion.
Lopez coming behind, and this time they're going to give it to Phillips. Phillips crashes down but doesn't get very far. He gets a gain of maybe 1 yard. Down to the 9. For Phillips that time.
I didn't know if you noticed or not, but they actually had that set up to where they could either shovel the ball to Larry or make a pitch to Lopez. So they're running a multiple option game here that is stemming off of the inside zone read, in which they give Phillips the opportunity to make the decision as to which read to take.
Now, with doing that as well, the Falcons are also fitting into the gap, as you always say, very nicely. So that first decision that they're looking to make, Gary, they're going to have to go to option 2, meaning that, okay, if I'm going to break it or other things, you said they keep setting it up, but they're trying to get an advantage here, and this time they're going to have to call a timeout again.
Yep.
They're taking a lot of time on the timeouts, and so it's another timeout here. 6:23 to go.
How many does Idabel have
That's
left?
That's it.
They burned all 3 for the first half.
Yeah,
okay.
But see, they're trying to find a play sequence, and something must not be clicking because the coaching staff, I'm not blaming them or talking negatively about them. They seem to be a little uncertain.
Well, they don't like the look.
They don't.
Millwood's changing their look.
Right. So that's causing them to try and adjust their play calling, and it's messing them up.
And that's just that. I mean, at this level, Mo, this is what we call playing chess.
Yes. And I'm glad you're bringing that up, because an advantage that Idabel is trying to use, okay, we're going to wait till 10 seconds, everybody get to the line, get set, and go. But the problem is you get set, and the look that you thought you
I don't
saw,
like the look. Timeout.
Right, exactly.
Right.
So, I mean, that's keeping them off balance. But here's another thing. On a rhythm offense, that messes them up.
You're right, Mom.
Because it does not allow them to get into that. Idabel is one of those teams, kind of like, reminds me of old school Mike Tyson. Once they hit you and you stumble, your legs buckle, they continue to jab, get you, counterpunch you until you fall.
Right.
And then once you got your head on the swivel, they take a complete advantage of that. Back to live action now. So they're coming out now. So we have 3 receivers. 1 H-back, and they're going to fake it. Phillips is stepping
action,
back.
Screen game.
They're going to scream it to the outside.
Oh,
the ball back
loose,
and it's still rolling around the ground, and this time it looks like that's Dixon falls on it.
Yeah, the pass was, which was a heck of a play call, by the way.
Right.
Jet sweep fake, looked like it was going opposite, and then came back with the slip screen to the right here. And then the ball was a little bit high. Dixon was able to get up and catch it, but as soon as he came down, he met the Rydell of I think it was Quest Morris who hit him, and he was able to he lost the ball but was able to get the ball back for a loss. So now we're looking at what, 4th and about 13 or 12, right?
No, it's 4th down and goal from the 17.
4th down and goal from the 17. Okay.
So now you got to take a shot at the fences now. So this is going to be an important defensive call now. Keep them in front of you. That's all you got to do. So now going to work, and somebody runs on the field late.
Now that comes back.
So no. If I want to decline that.
Decline that
penalty.
Turn that ball over.
They ran on the field late. Personnel wasn't right. And again, Coach Franklin is saying, hey, man, decline it.
That's right. That's right. And that's exactly, I think,
because they didn't blow it dead either. The guy had ran on the field.
That's right. That the ball was thrown and everything. So here's the thing, though, Bo. I think, again, that lends itself to, hey, they were talking about the illegal substitution. That's right. Decline, first down, Millwood. That's right. So Coach Franklin was talking to the officials about, hey, the substitution rules. Hey, we want to make sure that is being enforced consistently. And so there it happens. The substitution infraction occurred on behalf of Idabel. The officials made the right call.
All right. So again, 1st and 10. Now Falcons are in their worst field position of the day, so put 40 seconds back on the play clock. 5:53 to go. 14-0 is the score right now. The Falcons held out the Warriors. Diamond formation, going to work, and they're going to hand the ball to Lamar Davis, and he goes nowhere. He can't get the car out of the garage on that one.
Yeah.
As that was a crashing down stunt there by Idabel, including Mr. Marky Townsend making the play there for the Warriors.
5:35.
So 2nd down and 11 now if you're the Falcons. And what you want to do here is it's not so much important that you score, but how about you drive and change the field position and then change it up. 14 points is a good lead.
It is. But 21 is better.
Oh, of course it is. Of course it is. If that's the case, then 35.
And you have 5 minutes, so there's no reason why you shouldn't put a 5-minute drive together.
Okay, CJ's going to fling it to the outside. Xavier Thompson in space. He's at the 30. He's at the 35. He's at the 40. He's spinning out on his feet.
He's still going.
Out to the 45. Make that the 47-yard line. It's a Sunbeam Family Services first down for the Falcons.
I really like how comfortable CJ is looking back there in the pocket. And I know there's quite a bit of pressure coming from the Idabel defensive front. They're bringing their 3-man front plus their bits of the linebacker every time.
What a job by the offensive line. Those guys don't get any love in most football games. Those guys are putting them the grunt work today.
Yes, they are.
You said one of your keys to the game was protect CJ. I can't wait for your grade on that one. 3 receivers. Jaden Nickens comes in motion. They're going to give the ball to Lamar Davis, and Davis is going to be wrapped up just shy of midfield at the 50-yard line or right at the 49.
It looked like he got almost 3 yards.
So they're going to mark it. Okay, that's midfield to me. I mean, that's like 3/4 to the mark there. And I think when they say, was it greater than if it's more than 5? You go ahead and give it to me. Isn't that the old rule?
Right.
2nd down and 7 now. 4:06 to go. 14-0 is the score. 3 receivers. Twins to the right. 2-back formation. They're going to hand it Keys. He faces an obstacle, which is the Warrior defense in the backfield, and he's not able to turn the corner on that at all.
Yeah, too much penetration by the defensive front of Idabel. Did a good job there. And that play looked like it was a little off in terms of the timing, Mo.
3rd down and 7 here. So plenty of times for the Falcon here. And to me, it's under 3 minutes to go. You have accomplished a goal. Sometimes I know Gary said that the object is to score here, but if Idabel doesn't have the time, they can't do a lot. And here they come right now. Idabel's getting ready to bring it. Going to work. 3 receivers. Twins to the left. Ball is snapped. CJ steps back in the pocket. Plenty of time. He's looking, slows it. And Lamar Davis is hit. Unloads it still.
But he extra effort. He might even have enough for a first down.
He might have enough for a first down. What a job there by Lamar Davis. So Lamar Davis doing a great job on that one. Nitro. Going to take the ball, and they're going to say it is a Sunbeam Family Services first down for the Falcons right there at the Warrior 42. So big-time pass play, and the Falcons once again are putting together those drives that I love.
Good drive, 3 minutes in there.
Those, a 5-minute drive is what you're trying to get. So 2 receivers split. 2-back formation on a delay to Keys, and Keys is going to be brought down in the backfield for no gain. Nice job again. That is Once again, number 70 for them. That is Townsend.
Yep. Oh, Townsend and Dansby both are Bagsby are in that backfield. Those guys are kind of tough to handle.
Second down and what will be 10 yards to go. 2:44 to go, and Idabel's out of timeouts. So in this situation, everything is rolling in the Falcons. This is the way the Falcons would want it.
Yeah, and we don't have the big play clock going, so I'm trying to remember how many timeouts does the Falcons have left.
Falcons have 3.
They have
haven't
all
used
3.
one.
Okay.
2-back formation, 3 receivers, twins to the left. Anthony Keys comes in motion into the flat. CJ steps up, finds a crease, and he's going to get cut. No, he's still on his feet. He's not down.
He's down
He's eventually going to be brought down now.
Yeah.
So
that's one of the things that CJ, loves. He's been trained to keep his eyes downfield. But against this defense, if he's in a situation where he has to step up, he needs to be thinking run as he steps up, as opposed to trying to keep his eyes downfield to compete a pass, because those guys run the circle extremely well, Mo. They'll get upfield, they'll make you step up, they'll retrace their steps right back down and come and get you from behind.
I love what Franklin's doing here, not to mitigate your point. It's 141. The Falcons got 12 seconds on the play clock, which means you're going to give the Warriors less than a minute if you don't convert this third down. Ball to snap. CJ's going to put up pressure. They're going to throw it to the outside.
Yeah,
too
timing
high.
was off on that ball. Came out of his hand too fast, and Xavier Thompson wasn't ready for that play. He wasn't even hadn't finished running his route yet. So it looks like the Falcons are going to
with 1:27 on the clock. Now, to me,
turnover on downs.
To me, now, I'm surprised that they passed it at that point, because unless it looked like money, you run it, because the biggest asset you had was a running clock here in the situation.
Yeah.
Now, you got to kick this ball, so Zaire's got to pin them, and then you got to rely on special teams to be on top of their game.
So you either need to eat up all the clock.
So the kick is up.
Or score.
And it's a low end kick, and it's going to be fielded at the 10-yard line. Looking for some space.
Lopez.
Lopez is still running through tackles, and he's going to be brought down inside the 20 at about the 17 or 18-yard line. It's a nice job by Lopez getting it at the 10.
Great kick by Fisher. He made Lopez back up way deeper than he wanted to.
The ball's going to be returned for 8 yards, but, again, you don't want Lopez in space.
No, you do not.
Lopez,
But I think the Falcons punt team did a good job of getting downfield and covering it. They were right on top of him as he was trying to return it. So, again, it's a good job. I mean, I flipped the field. I couldn't ask for anything more.
Okay, 1:16 to go. With Idabel, no timeout, so they've got to know what they're going to do here, and they might be their most dangerous right now because they're not having to look at the sideline here. 4 receivers, trips to the right side, ball on the right hash. They're going to hand it off that time
to Lopez.
Lopez dances in the middle of the field. He's going to take the ball beyond the 20, shy of the 25 to the 24-yard line, gain of 7.
Yeah, not a bad run by Lopez, considering the fact that, again, he's a wide receiver, but he can recognize space and quite well. He's a really skilled runner.
All right, now, of course, they're not in any hurry up here. So it's second down and what will be 3 or 4 yards, but it's under 40 seconds to go. 18 seconds on the play clock. They still don't have a play.
Yeah, but I think that has a lot to do with the fact that the Idabel offensive play calling, they're trying to make calls based upon the defensive front that Millwood's given them.
4 receivers now. They're going to fake it to Lopez, give it to Larry, and Ravion Larry comes through like a bulldog.
Yes, he did.
He's going to take the ball beyond the 30 to the 35, maybe the 36-yard line.
That's a great carry by Larry.
A gain of 12 yards, and he did a great job. The only situation here with that is the clock stops briefly, and then needs to be winded, and it is 20 seconds on the clock now.
Let me say this, man. Second half, don't be surprised if we see a lot more of Larry.
Yeah. You're going to fake it. You're going to give it to Ravion Larry. This time he's wrapped up in the backfield.
Yeah.
Nothing doing there. Several Falcons in on the tackle there, including 51.
Yeah, number 51 is Jordan Johnson. And then, of course, number 28. It's 26, actually, is Quest Morris. And that's halftime.
And that is officially the last play of the first half, with the Falcons up 14-0. We'll take a look at the scoreboard and get some breakdown on the first half statistics on the other side. We'll be back in just a few minutes. You are listening to Millwood Falcon Football Class 2A quarterfinals, folks, sponsored by SSM Health at St. Anthony and Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores.
walk, when we reach, when we play. We're moving through life. Lately, we haven't been moving enough. An estimated 80% of Americans aren't getting their recommended daily physical activity. This is a health crisis, and the solution is in our hands and our feet. It's on our shoulders. It's on our backs. It's in our souls. It's time to move and keep moving, America. Wherever you are, however you can. Movement reduces your risk of diabetes, heart disease, and cancer. It improves your brain function, pain management, and immune system. And when you need help, physical therapists and physical therapist assistants are by your side, increasing your strength and mobility and improving your quality of life through prescribed exercise and teamwork. Because we are meant to climb, to dance, to soar, to thrive. Choose to move. Choose physical therapy.
Oklahoma City, it's Cat Williams' Dark Matter Tour, March 15th in the Paycom Center.
If you want to go through a pandemic, get you a big woman. It'll be the easiest pandemic you ever believe. You can trust a big woman. You didn't know you hungry and she already cooked.
You need to hurry and get your tickets now for Cat Williams.
Where's all the fellas in here with an ugly woman? Make some noise. Some people saw their whole marriage go before their eyes.
Cat Williams is back with all new material for one spectacular show.
White people can bring me joy without even saying a real word. Just sometimes they just, woo! If you ever hear a black woman do that, she's being robbed. I'm just telling you that right now. If you ever hear a black woman go, ah! Not a good thing, not a good thing. She's going to jail. That's
March 15th in the Paycom Center. The NAACP award-winning comedian, Cat Williams. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. The Dark Matter Tour.
OKC is back and funkier than ever, and we're on a higher level. The Wild Child Scott White, Heart and Soul 92.1 and 1140. And the Blue Note is back with Season 2 of Funk Monday at the Blue Note, 2408 North Robinson. And this time, we're going to level up and take you higher. We'll have Blue Note drink specials, the funkiest jams, and Triple H, a new co-host and bartender. If you'd like your business to sponsor Funk Monday, call 405-425-4100. For bookings and events at Blue Note, contact Red at okcbluenote.com.
Oklahoma City Loves Travel Stops and Country Stores and Perry Publishing and Broadcasting Company are proud partners in recognizing some outstanding high school students who are setting the standards in and out of their classrooms with our Student of the Month program. Each month, a chosen high school student will be selected Student of the Month. The winner will automatically qualify to be selected Student of the Year. For winning Student of the Year, the recipient will win a $10,000 scholarship paid directly to the college of their choice. Please take time to nominate a student who exemplifies outstanding characteristics in the classroom and as a citizen in our community. Just go online at blackchronicle.com. That's blackchronicle.com to nominate a student for the Loves Travel Stops and Country Stores Student of the Month. Rules and regulations apply.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be a sign that your digestive system isn't working at its best? Taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil fiber powders help promote your daily digestive health using a plant-based fiber called psyllium. The gelling action of this special fiber traps and removes waste so you can feel lighter and more energetic. Metamucil, promoting digestive health for a better you. Learn more at metamucil.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
You know our athletics. You've seen our impact. Our legacy speaks for itself. It's a legacy that creates culture, champions education, and electrifies the future. We honor history by making history, because tomorrow's not given. It's upheld by those who boldly lead the charge. We are SWAC. General Motors is honored to sponsor the Southwest Athletic Conference. Watch history in motion by visiting gmmakehistory.com.
Get ready for holiday feast season with Pepto-Bismol.
Uncle Derek's here with his famous fried turkey. Hey, Aunt Mary brought the mac and cheese. Donna's here with the potato salad.
Pepto-Bismol provides fast 5-symptom relief for unexpected stomach upsets. So enjoy the holidays. Pepto has you covered, no matter who made the potato salad.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Pepto-Bismol. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Tina, the Tina Turner Musical. The mega mega hit comes direct from Broadway. See her triumphant story and be ecstatically blown away. It's euphoric and totally joyous, raves People magazine. The New York Times cheers, "I've rarely heard an audience with this mighty a roar." December 26th through 31st at Civic Center Music Hall. Tickets at okcbroadway.com.
KRMP, K221FQ, Oklahoma City. The all-new Heart and Soul 92.1 and 1140, a Ferry Broadcasting station. That ends another live broadcast of high school sports. It's time to get back to the music.
Welcome back to the Millwood Enrichment Foundation halftime report. They're still raising money. How much they're trying to raise? They're trying to raise $25,000 to help take care of teachers and scholarships for its students and help make a positive difference in investing in our jewel institution, the Millwood Public Schools. You can make a donation or a contribution today by going to Cash App $ Millwood Enrich OKC. So that is $ Millwood Enrich ENRICH OKC, and therefore you can make a donation that will positively help a student. I don't care if it's 5, 10, 50, or 500. Make a donation, and it will have a direct impact. It's not going directly to the athletic department. I know that's what.
Hey, and Mo, before we get started in the halftime, because of course we're waiting on some of the tech support to get back, but I want to give a special shout out to some of the Langston folks who I know who are listening in on today's broadcast.
Sure.
A lot of them are people who have followed Millwood, but they're Idabel folks or they're McCurtain County folks. I'd like to give a shout out to Jeff Liscombe, Sabrina Rutledge. They have folks who are from Idabel, as well as Tonette Washington from Idabel as well. Again, much love for the Langston folks who listen to us on a every weekly basis when we do the Langston football broadcast, as well as, and they're listening today. Thank you for signing on and listening.
We appreciate your comments and all the things that you are putting in there. We will get to it if you have questions or you have statements that you'd like to make. Also, I want to shout out to the Millwood football team, not just because they're up 14-0, but for those 100 turkeys they gave away last Saturday. That was tremendous, a tremendous opportunity for young people to see the impact that it has in their communities. There are families that are out there struggling and were able to eat a little bit better because the football team gave out 100 turkeys last Saturday on campus, and the students handed them out. They weren't handed out by the coaches. No, the students handed out those.
That's right.
And I thought it was just great and tremendous, a tremendous success for them.
And hats off for the leadership who is encouraging, who are encouraging that philanthropic sort of activity. It's very, very important to teach young people how to give and how to serve. That is extremely important in terms of helping to build character and leadership quality in young men and young women.
All right, taking a look at the scoreboard out there. Here's taking a look at some of the action that's going on out there. Victory Christian and Jones. Right now, Jones is all over Victory Christian. That was a team Millwood played here last year. A night game, I do believe it was, Garrett.
It was a wet, misty night game.
Yeah, and Jones is on top of them 42-16 right now, and that is in the second quarter right there.
Yeah.
Then going on to the other side of things, Kiefer and Alva, a much tighter game than expected. Alva, the Gold Bugs are on top of Kiefer, 14-12 right now. And the winner of that game will play against the winner of this game, our game here, which is featuring your Millwood Falcons and the Idabel Warriors. Your general take from the game right now, Gary, what would you have to say if you wanted to sum up what we saw in the first half?
Well, I would say that the turnover battle, and we kind of talked about that, right, in the pregame. Millwood is definitely +2 in the turnover battle. The big plays, they've done a great job of stopping the big plays.
Okay, so you want to grade your keys. That's
well,
that's what you're doing. That's what you're doing, man. Well. All right, so keys to the game. For those who have never heard us before, if you put your keys to the game out there, then you have to face the firing squad at halftime, whether you knew what you were talking about or not. And I want to make sure all those great people who you listed, who listen to us all the time, get a chance to see exactly what you're going to get a good score today, though, anyway. Eliminate the big plays. A grade.
For the Falcons, A.
A, exactly. There's no question about that.
Yep.
Then you said no turnovers, but no turnovers means being plus in that category.
A.
That's an A. That's pretty good there. And then protect CJ. He was sacked he was sacked twice.
Yeah, I would give that probably for the first half a B minus, maybe a C.
That's a B plus. I mean,
you think it's a B plus? Okay.
Because
well, he got sacked twice.
He got sacked twice, but name me one of those situations that put the Falcons in a bad one.
None of them.
So that's kind of why it can't be. It can be a B. It can't be a B plus.
Well, and here's the other thing too.
He held the ball.
If CJ was thinking run when he had to step up, then it wouldn't be a sack at all. He'd be running downfield for plus yardage. So that's just a minor tweak. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely, I do.
So, but all in all, I think they're doing a good job of protecting CJ.
Now, for the Falcons overall, they had 37 yards rushing in the first half, 98 yards passing for 135 yards of total offense in the first half. On the other side, Idabel, 63 yards rushing and 15 yards passing. So they've been trying to enforce the run game and trying to find different ways. And surprising enough, with the talent and the arm that Phillips has, Waylon Phillips, we haven't seen them throw the ball as much as I'm saying this, as much as they've had in the weeks past going into this game. They're throwing the ball all over the place, creating the mismatches, and then they gouge you with these tremendous run plays. Haven't seen it. It's kind of, I want to say, right now, to me, Idabel's almost their own worst enemy in this case.
Well, in the passing game, I would say yes, but some of that has to do with how well the defensive secondary of the Falcons are covering. Remember, they tried to throw long down here. Buford was able to get up and almost get an interception. It was one-handed, but he was able to get his hand on the ball, which meant that ball was thrown short. Then they turned around and they completed a comeback to Lopez, which was a very, very well-thrown ball, and nobody could get to it but him, and he was able to catch it and convert for a first down. It was a fourth down play. But then they tried to come back and tried to throw that same route, and what happened? Well, we were almost there to pick it off, and so they don't want to get us rolling in the secondary. They know by looking at the film that our secondary is very good in terms of coverage.
I want to give a good recognition here to the Falcons special teams. I really want to ask Coach Franklin, what was that missed onside kick? I mean, now you wouldn't do it in a playoff game, would you? But they specifically made a play. And then after they made that play, then clearly it didn't work. But the next time it did. So, I mean, was that an attempt to do that? Because to me, special teams today was going to be a major factor in today's game. Not because you said the defense, and I couldn't agree with you more. The defense has been the star of this game for the most part. Not saying the offense hasn't been good. The offense has just been feasting off what the defense has given them.
Defense is doing a good job of giving them the ball in good situations. And I don't think the Falcons have had to march the distance of the field one time. However, the special teams play of the Falcons have done a good job of pinning Idabel deep and making them try to go the distance.
And they got an extra. The Falcons scored their second touchdown off the onside kick, which created the second possession. So, short field. But the special teams has been used. When you use your special teams as a weapon against your opponent, good things happen because you're giving your team plus territory, plus field position, and it's just been outstanding.
Now, we have people who are listening to the live stream and the broadcast, and they've made a comment to say, wow, all y'all do is you're definitely pulling for Millwood. And we have to make sure that everyone understands that this is the Millwood broadcast. This is the Millwood broadcast, right? And so, but let's talk a little bit about Idabel, because we saw some good things out of Idabel in the first half as well. They were able to try to sustain a drive, even though they didn't get into the end zone. We saw some positives. What were some of those positives that you saw?
To me, I think they have done a good job and have found their identity in the second half of this game. If they're going to get back in this game, it's running Ravion Larry. Because to me, that's the neutralizer. If you can get the Falcons focused on the interior, what you're doing in the backfield, then it's going to open up those edges that you're trying to get to. So as it stands right now, you're not doing that. You are playing to the Falcons' strength. You're trying to misdirect and see if the Falcons had paid attention to the tape. They did.
They paid attention to the tape. In fact, they're playing the jet sweep very, very well. And so I noticed that Idabel is trying to go to more of the option in the inside shovel type game. But the truth of the matter, and I don't know if they're listening or not, I would pound the ball. I would do more zone read, inside quarterback keeper read off the jet sweep. as a focus primarily, and then use the jet sweep as a wrinkle.
Now, this is a whole different game if it's 21-0.
Right.
It's 14-0.
Right.
One score, you're right back in it. So if you're Idabel, if you're the Warriors, how do you get yourself back into the game? Quite simply, use the running the ball.
That's right.
I think the coaching changing or holding the ball to 10 seconds is really playing to the advantage of the Falcons.
Yep.
I think that is. I think you need to speed up your tempo and then just go downhill.
Right.
Don't sit there and try to razzle and dazzle.
Right.
I think if there was ever a team that can counterpunch with you, if you're Idabel, it's the Millwood. It's the same thing with Millwood. Millwood has not tried to do a lot of window dressing.
No.
They have not tried to paint the field with a lot of razzle and dazzle plays, other than special teams.
Right.
Other than that, it's sound tackling and then attacking what you know. And to me, if I'm the Falcons, they got to get back in the hands of Jaden Nickens again.
Yeah, they do.
They got to get the ball back in the hands, sustain drives, and march down the field. Now, the Falcons get the ball first
they do.
to start the second half. We'll talk about those adjustments for the Falcons on the other side of this break. We're going to take one, and we'll be right back. Well, let's make sure we take time right now to thank all our sponsors for today's broadcast. Of course, that is Sunbeam Family Services. Also want to thank OG&E, Millwood and Richmond Foundation, First Security Bank, A-Plus Lawn Services, Big O's Pork and Dreams, Chris and Christy Harrison of Heritage Funeral Home, David Threed's Hair Cafe Cosmetology School, Wing Supreme, Narissa Berry Insurance Agency, Love Student of the Month, Super Prep, and Perry Publishing and Broadcasting Company. We will be right back with the Millwood adjustments on the other side. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, brought to you by SSM Health of St. Anthony and Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores.
Injuries don't wait. For business hours, now you can be seen 24/7 for sports injuries. Whether you have a sprain or a broken bone, at the SSM Health Bone and Joint Injury Clinic at 13401 Northwestern.
Oklahoma City, I'm Miles Perry, and I want you to tune into my show, Super Prep Live.
Super Prep Live takes an in-depth look at the Oklahoma high school student athlete and what makes he or she become great at what they do. Super Prep Live can be heard on OKC's CBS Sports Radio 105.3 and Instagram Live.
Make sure you tune in and learn about the next great student athlete on Super Prep Live with me, Miles Perry.
Hey, this right here is a fat butt. Everybody been hearing about it on the radio. You can come to my Millwood City location, 6003 Southeast 15, or you can go to my admin, 285 South Santa Fe. Come get you one of these taters.
This is our Love's Travel Stop Student of the Month, Kiana Tubbs, from Cristo Rey, OKC Catholic High School. Thanks for joining us, Kiana.
Thank you guys for having me.
So I heard that you currently have a 4.2857 GPA.
Yes.
That is really impressive. Can you tell us a little bit about what motivates you in school?
So what motivates me in school is just kind of wanting to go to the higher level, so wanting to go to college, but also having a support system in my family and friends and just wanting to make them proud. So
695, that's 424-4695. The Black Chronicle newspaper serving Oklahoma City since 1979. A product of Perry Publishing and Broadcasting Company.
So hey there, that's me, Butter, playing my song Calling Dick Tracy. I'm also a trial lawyer, and I've represented injured people here in Oklahoma for about 32 years. I've tried over 100 jury cases, premises liability, car wrecks, truck wrecks, wrongful death. If you've been injured, you need a lawyer that knows their way around the courtroom. So call me at our law firm, 405-378-3033, and ask for Butter. Now, hey, let's sit back and listen, because music is life.
Ron had a tax problem he just couldn't handle on his own.
I owed the IRS taxes for over 5 years, but I didn't have any money to pay the taxes.
Those years cost him dearly.
Most of it was fees and interest. It was horrible.
Ron finally called in the pros.
I called Optima Tax Relief, and boy, am I happy I did.
The leading tax resolution firm, Optima, is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. They've resolved over $1 billion for their clients. Ron was overjoyed.
They settled my account with the IRS. I was ecstatic. They are a lifesaver. They are. I am so happy.
Take Ron's advice and call Optima now for a free consultation.
Yeah, don't do like I did and wait. Call Optima Tax Relief. Do it now. You'll be ecstatic like me.
Call 800-279-6822. 800-279-6822. 800-279-6822.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Welcome back to the Millwood and Richmond Foundation Halftime Report. Taking a look at the leaders for the Falcons in the first half, you have Xavier Thompson with 2 catches for 78 yards. That young man has just been outstanding. And Xavier's going to say, can I get in the end zone to go with all these yards?
Right.
That's the equivalent of you giving me some dressing and then I'll have no gravy to go with it.
That's right, or some cranberry sauce.
Some cranberry sauce. You just mess it all the way up.
Right.
Lamar Davis is the high Falcon, rushing for 30 yards. And to me, I think if you wanted to see some positive adjustments from the Falcons in the second half, what are some things you want to see?
Well, one of the things I'd like to see the Falcons do is not get themselves in a situation where they have to pass the ball or try to throw the long ball. Would like to see them stay in that third and short, second and short sort of situation to make sure that they're able to maintain those drives. And how you do that, I think that you want to definitely take some shots downfield. I think that's important to keep the defense honest, but the emphasis here is going to be, our ability to continue to run the football.
What would be a dream drive starting off the second half for you? Because I know what that would look like. And again, if you're a Falcon fan, what you would like to see them do is not necessarily quick strike, but I would like to see them drive the ball down the field, take 5 minutes off the clock, not no 7, 8, 10-minute drive, but take 5 minutes off the clock and then score. And then let them feel the situation of being down 21-0 before you touch the ball again.
So what I would like to do, I'd like to see them run the football. First of all, I like to see them receive a kickoff and get a great return. Let's see if we can't get a return that puts us up at midfield.
Right.
And then from there, I'd like to see us run the football to keep ourselves in short distance situations. I'd like to see CJ execute the intermediate to short passing game, the slant routes, the hitch routes, the little curl routes. He doesn't have to maybe throw a long ball once in a possession if we need it, or once every couple of possessions. And then if he does drop back and he look like he's ready to look long, go ahead and pull the ball down and use his feet more.
And to me, if I'm Darwin Franklin, you did a great job in the first half of giving them so many looks on the offensive end. We saw Josiah Woods running plays in the middle of the field. We saw him score touchdowns. We saw Lamar Davis running the Wild Falcon at the 50-yard line. Continue to give them different looks. But sustaining the drive, to me, is the most important thing to do here. The most important thing they need to do coming out of this, Gary, is get a first down. No 3-and-outs. Don't give them the momentum.
Don't take any losses.
And if you get a special teams touchdown out of this, hey, I'll sign up for that.
You always take a special teams touchdown.
Yeah. I mean, it just takes a little bit more air out of your opponent, and it gives you and it reloads you to continue to pour on what's going on for you. So here we are, folks. Get ready for the second half of this game. Maurice Prince and Gary Woods getting ready to call the second half of this Class 2A quarterfinal matchup. And back to receive the ball deep for the Falcons, standing at the 10-yard line is Xavier Thompson. They're going to kick it.
Oh, onside kick.
Onside kick, and they're going to get it in Jamarian Franklin's hands. And Franklin said, I've been waiting for this. And at the end, a flag comes in at the end of the play. So Franklin got the ball right there at about the 44-yard line, Gary, and takes it to the 49. But what's that flag?
I'm not sure, but that was actually a good play by Franklin. He did a good job of not only fielding that pigskin, but advancing it straight forward, had two hands on the ball, finished off his run. He's a player, Mo, that I'm really excited about. I think he's going to definitely play in college at defensive back. He plays corner. Might have to convert to a safety once he gets to college, but he's a 6'1", about 175-pound guy, and he can run. He's been a great addition to the Falcon defense this season.
Okay, the penalty is going to be a first down. It's an incidental face mask is the penalty. 5-yard penalty variety. So now 3 receivers, and they're going to swing it out to Xavier Thompson in the flat, and Xavier dropped it.
Yeah, hit him right in the hands. He was trying to tuck it and dropped it in. You know, that's the kind of throw that I was talking about, Mo, and that's exactly what the OC dialed up. You know, easy throws for CJ, and if they execute, we just got to catch it, bring it in, and get upfield.
Yes, exactly. You're in plus territory starting this off. So to me, I want to get down inside the 20-yard line, so we're talking about 4-down territory if you're a Falcon fan. Now going to work, 2-back formation. Donovan Knight comes across the formation. Lamar Davis tries to get to the outside. He turns the corner at the 40 and runs out of bounds.
Good run by Davis.
So Davis is going to take the ball down to the 40-yard line, gain of 4, setting up 3rd down and what will be 6 yards to go.
Yeah. Again, I thought that Davis, you know, he kind of drifted out of bounds. Would have liked to have seen him drop his shoulders, maybe try to get 2 or 3 more. That's going to be important as they advance.
So correction, that's jumping off sides and coming across. That's going to give them a penalty.
Yeah, let's see. I kind of thought I saw someone on the offensive line flinch a little bit, but maybe that was in response to Idabel's movement.
So the penalty is going to be against the Warriors. So it's going to be offsides against the defense. That will give the Falcons in the first half their first Sunbeam Family Services first down of the second half. Ball now spotted inside the 40 at the 34-yard line. Back to work.
2-back.
2-back formation now. Anthony Keys fakes the wheel route. CJ's going to pull it down and run 30 down to the 25-yard line. And initially, Xavier Thompson was wide, and that's what I was looking for. The corner came off of him, and the safety never picked up Xavier on the backside.
He was standing down there by himself.
He was looking at the Keys coming out of the backfield to protect that wheel route because CJ looked like he was loaded to throw that. Yeah. Then he pulled it down, and Xavier was sitting there in the end zone. I mean, hey, listen. I mean, he was just waiting on that.
Yeah, well, that was a good decision, though, by CJ. He didn't see Xavier, but he was able to get the ball upfield for a gain of 8, 2nd down and 2.
So it moves the ball down inside the 30 now, down to the 26. And they're going to hand the ball off to Davis again, and Davis is going to get cut down. Short gain or no gain on the play.
Yeah, that was a good play. Good tackle there by the defensive lineman for Idabel, Mr. Marquis Townsend.
So nothing doing there for Davis on that particular run. So it's now third down and 2. 2-back formation, 3 receivers, twins to the left, ball on the left hash. Idabel stepping up, looking like they're going to blitz. Coach Batson's making an adjustment here. You can tell them 10 seconds on the play clock, plenty of time. 3 receivers, twins to the right, 2 back, and now Davis comes in motion, and they're going to fake it, giving it to Keys.
Penalty, blown it dead.
And they're going to blow it dead, and it's going to be false start against the Falcons here. So it's going to be false start. It's going to move the ball back to the 31-yard line. So setting up 3rd down and what will be 7 yards to do. Regardless of what you're doing here, getting it on 3rd down, is this a 2-down situation, Gary, or are you going to try and pin them in anymore here? What do you do here?
It just depends on what happens on 3rd down, right? I mean, I'm not going to say it's an automatic 2-down situation, but you know, right now, especially in the second half, I would make Idabel march. I'd make him, if I could make him march 100 yards, I would.
4 receivers, trips to the outside. Davis in the backfield, shotgun. next to CJ. CJ drops back, throws it to the outside, and he put it up a little bit too high for Jaden Dickens on that one.
Yeah.
Pass incomplete.
Yeah, and that's what Jaden Dickens is telling him. He's like, hey, man, get the ball down.
No, but and Jaden, they fell on his knee there, so Jaden is a little gimpy trying to stretch it out, but he got tackled on his leg there. But what I will like to say here is when CJ, in the first half, he got back and got his footwork. That time it's all arm. The 2 throws he's made in the second half here are all arm throws, which the man has a growing cannon on his arm.
Yeah.
3 receivers, twins to the outside. And 7 seconds on the clock. Ball is snapped. CJ steps back in the pocket. Plenty of time. Pressure. He's got to get rid of it. He's still on his feet. Going to throw it to the outside. Has a receiver.
Not catchable.
And that pass is incomplete, intended for Donovan Knight.
That's what you don't want, Maurice. So, you don't want a situation like that where you're trying to throw your way into success. We should have run the ball a little bit. I think we should have taken one of those plays to run the ball.
All right, so now it's 1st down and 10 after the turnover on downs. It will be Warrior football, and if Idabel is going to not necessarily make a game of it, it's not required. It's a 14-point lead, but they need to make a statement on this drive.
Yeah.
Try to get Lady Momentum to court their way. 4 receivers now, trips to the left side. Of course, Phillips is the quarterback. He has it. Going to fake it to Larry. He's in the pocket. He's going to fire one deep. Trying to make a play on the ball is Franklin. And they're going to get Franklin with coverage, but the receiver slipped.
Wow. Franklin put his hands out.
He put his hands up, but he got him with contact at the underneath. But it is not an NFL first down.
Right. But, you know, it was one of those situations where Franklin put his hands out just to keep from getting tangled up with the wide receiver from Idabel. And because the kid fell down, the flag came out.
And so
my question, though, is that was a long play, right?
That was a tremendously long play.
And I'm like, where's the pass rush? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, on that particular play, that ended up being that. So now Phillips is rolling right, going to fire it across the middle of the field.
We got a flag now. Another flag.
There is a pass or a flag in the backfield area, in the area of holding. And Yaquab is clapping his hands. Mr. Johnson is, and it's holding. So a holding penalty coming up against, and that's going to move the ball back inside the 40, back to the 36-yard line from the spot of the foul. So now you're looking at a 1st down and 20 situation.
Thank you.
So for everything that you got going on there, that's something that you need to have happen.
Yeah.
Now, if you're the Falcons now, what you want is to take advantage of the penalty that you just got. So 4 receivers, trips to the left side, not going to work. Going to hand the ball up the middle to Larry, and Larry, big-time hit in the middle of the field there.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, Quest Morris.
So Quest Morris, again, bringing the wood on that play. So Larry takes it out to what will be the 38-yard line.
And I'm going to tell you something. To me, if I'm coaching Idabel, Larry becomes a major part of the run game between he and Phillips. And then all of the other stuff, you know, the jet sweeps and throwing downfield, that would come off of that run game.
4 receivers now. Ball is snapped. Going to fake it in the middle, and this is going to give it to Larry. And this time, that jet sweep, you miss the receiver coming across, which is Lopez, right, and then you hand it to Larry. Nice job on that one. It's a little bit of a misdirection, but the Falcons were well read on that play. Going to bring him down for a loss back to the 37.
Yeah, and Johnson, you know, he's a linebacker guy that the defensive staff decided to sit in there at defensive end. And, you know, they just it seemed like it was unlikely at the beginning of the year, but actually the defensive front is much better with him in it.
4 receivers now. Going to throw it to the outside. Phillips is looking. Has a receiver open to the outside. That pass has got too much heat on it.
Right.
Nice job again. Pressure being applied by the Falcon D-line. Great job by them again. So it's 4th down and long here, and certainly you're not going to go for it here.
Nope, punt team is coming on the field. And
So,
right now, it looks like Idabel offensively, they still are not quite haven't quite figured out their how they're going to attack the Falcon defense, and the Falcon defense is doing a great job of keeping them off balance.
yes, they are. So now going back to work, going to punt the ball and standing there deep to get it at the 20-yard line is, of course,
Xavier Thompson. Come on, X, get us a return. Oh, he should be able to get us a return.
Kick is end over end, but it's going to bounce short.
Come on,
Xavier
X.
picks it up
There
at
you
the
go.
19.
You got room.
Looks for space to the outside. He's got a crease. Can he
got
get
blockers.
to the edge? And he's going to cut up the field at the 30-yard line and
Steps
dance out of bounds. So nice return there by Xavier Thompson, who picked the ball up at the 19 and knew what to do with it once he got there. He didn't quite have that convoy in front of him that he
didn't.
wanted.
He only had two blockers.
But he created his own space with that speed of his.
Yeah.
So returns the ball out to the 37-yard line. So good field position for the Falcons. 1st and 10. Now the Falcons kind of need to get some good things going here. We're going on 3 or 4 straight possessions going back to the first half where the Falcons stalled out on drives. 3 receivers now, twins to the left. Coming across the formation is Key, sets up as the H-back on the left side. And they're going to swing it out to Jay Nickens, which is a great idea. Nickens at the 50.
He
Nickens
can run.
at the 40.
He can
He's
run.
trying to break loose, and he's finally going to be forced out of bounds by Lopez right there about the 30-yard line. And Jay Nickens yells it out for
first down.
What did he yell out to Sunbeam Family Services? First down. That's what he yelled out.
Looking like Michael Irvin.
Why Michael Irvin?
That's what he looked like when he said first down.
Okay, all right.
You know how Irvin was.
Okay, I'll let you have that. So, Jay Nickens getting them a first down in Idabel territory at the 30-yard line.
Man, he's
so
a
first
load.
and 10.
6'4", 185-pounder.
3 receivers now. 2-back formation. 7:47 to go. 14-0 is the score. Keys comes in motion across the formation, setting up as a receiver to the right side. Ball snapped. They're going to pitch it over to Davis. Davis looks, dances. He's still on his feet. Spins in the middle. It's going to be brought down after a gain of 2 or 3 yards. That's all you can ask.
And there was nothing there. He did a great job of making lemonade out of lemons.
So it's a gain of 3, setting up second down on what will be 7 yards to go here. To me, those little passes in the flats, bring them closer. You have shown that you can hit the deep ball with CJ. CJ just got to slow down, and he hit the one with Nickens.
Yep.
Hit another one in the flats to Thompson or something like that, and then that sets up
the home run ball.
A sluggo, or any kind of route you want to run at this point. So now going to start here. 3 receivers, twins. Anthony Keys comes out, and they're going to get it back over to Nickens again at the 25. He's at the 20.
Good hesitation.
It's the Jets at the 15-yard line. He's going to get another Sunbeam Family Services first down inside the 20-yard line as the Falcons are in the blue zone right there at about the 16-yard line.
I mean, and that's there all day. They're so, they respect the Falcons receiving corps so much. They're going to fall off. They're going to lay off. They're not going to come up and press because it'll be too easy for the Falcons to get over the top.
Diamond formation, 2 receivers split, 6:53 to go.
Cameron Carter checks in.
All right. CJ is going to hand it off to Davis. Cameron Carter is the lead blocker. Nitro creates his own crease and is going to be brought down at about the 12 or the 13-yard line. So a gain of 3 on the play.
Not bad.
Again, you don't have to hit the home run.
No, 3 yards at a time.
And this is exactly this is exactly what we wanted on the first drive.
Right. They stay in the diamond formation.
2 receivers split. Idabel with 7 in the box. Going to hand it off to Cameron Carter. Carter hammers his way down to the 10-yard line.
He still doesn't go down, and they got about 6 players on him. He's a load.
Cameron Carter doesn't believe in that.
No, he eats his Wheaties.
Down to the 10, so that's 2 straight runs at 3 apiece. That's 6 yards, setting up third down on what will be 4 yards, which is very makeable here.
Yeah.
And to me, now you are definitely in 4-down territory. 4 receivers. Diamond formation, 2 receivers.
6-man front.
And
they draw him off again. Okay, so what's happening up there, Mo, is that they come down and they get in the ready position without their hand touching the ground, and then at the last minute, they put their hands down real quick in the set position, and it draws the defense off every time.
So that's going to move the ball inside the 10 down to the 5-yard line. It will be a first down for the Falcons now. First and goal for the Falcons. They're running the clock under 5, probably around 5:30 when they're going to snap this ball here.
Yeah. So there's a different personnel change. Cameron Carter now is going to the H, and they brought in Quest Morris. So that's their heavy package with Keys in.
Okay, Falcons reset. Now it's back to a 2-back formation.
Oh, that's an old wing look, split wing.
So 2 receivers. And now coming across the formation.
Quest Morris moves. He moved and tried to freeze, and the official like, yeah, you moved.
Yeah, he called it.
Yeah.
So that is going to be against the offense. False start. And I want it called cleanly. And he moved, Gary. You know, I want the game called cleanly.
Yeah, he did move. He did move, yeah.
So as it stands right now, it will be first and goal now from the 10. So Morris has to check out of the game.
You know, he just comes in for packages, right? You know, so it's not like he's a full-time offensive player.
3 receivers now, twins to the right, and then this time Idabel gives it right back.
Gives it right back, that's right.
So
you know, what they're doing right now, I hadn't seen Millwood do this all year, and they brought that back. It was actually a bit of a set that they used when they had DeMarion Houston and the Howard brothers, and when that group, they used to do that almost like a Dallas Cowboys set, you know, to draw people off. And so that's something that I'm glad to see them bring back.
Other teams, you have to look at everything as an advantage.
Right.
From cadence to everything. Now, Millwood is in a full house backfield, I formation. Josiah Woods is back in there again. So this time they're going to hand the ball to Cameron Carter. He's blasting his way.
Oh, golly. Down to the 1-yard line for sure. Don't know if he got in, but.
Okay, they're going to. He should have been inside the 1, but they're saying he's at the 2.
Well, they stopped him. This momentum, I guess, is where the ball was. That's another one of those things that we can't see from way up here in the box, Mo, is we don't know where the ball is when they stop that forward momentum, you know.
Okay, all right. So we need to get some cameras down there on the field, down there near the goalpost.
All right. Binoculars, 1 or 2.
Heavy package, Josiah Woods with the quarterback sneak. Did he break the plane? They're going to say it's inside the 1.
Right. It would have been beneficial to get some guys behind him, you know, kind of the way the Philadelphia Eagles do.
You can't do that.
Well, they do it all the time. They do it in
do
college.
it. You can't do it in high school. Stop it. I mean, you just want to give them that.
Push the pile. You can't push the pile.
Doesn't matter. If you're going to do it, it's now third down and goal.
Watch what happens now.
3rd down and goal. All you have to do is just get it across.
Touchdown.
It's a First Security Bank touchdown for the Falcons.
That's a good drive.
It's exactly a good drive. It's exactly what you wanted. So the Falcons are now up 20-0, pending the 2-point conversion attempt. Or are they going to kick an extra point? Let's see here. Nope, Lamar Davis is coming out.
Yep, ball's on the hash.
So ball's on the right hash.
Cameron Carter checks back in with Quest Morris. Oh, they said, nah, Quest, go back out.
So plenty of time on the play clock, but they haven't even started it yet, which is kind of bizarre. So now the clock is running. So Lamar Davis running the Wild Falcon. He's calling for it. Looks for a crease. And this time he danced. And this time it was not a good push at all from the offensive line. So Lamar Davis's 2-point conversion attempt is no good. But the Falcons put 6 more on the board, more importantly, and lead by the score of 20-0. We'll be right back. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, sponsored by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and SSM Health at St. Anthony.
Join Pfizer, supporters of families with sickle cell disease, and its partners at the Minority Health Counts event for the 3G5XMRL.
And we're back to live action. The kick is away.
Onside kick goes out of bounds.
Onside kick goes out of bounds. It will be a legal procedure, but it will be Idabel ball right there at about the 42 or 43-yard line.
Well, old Millwood's band is rocking, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, they have a lot to rock to. 20 to nothing. And if you are in the need to make your dreams come true, becoming a home owner, let First Security Bank help you do that. If you want to be a business owner, let First Security Bank help you do that. Let them make your dream a reality. First Security Bank, a member FDIC, is an African-American owned bank. 405-424-4341. So the ball is going to be kicked out of bounds at the 47-yard line, and that's where it will be 1st and 10 from that spot for the Warriors. 4 receivers.
Blitz package. Here comes Cameron Carter.
And he paid the cost. It's Mr. Johnson. Cameron Carter flushed him, and Mr. Johnson cleaned it up.
Yep.
Yaquab.
Now, one of the things that they tell you is it's okay for you to get your hands up, but never leave the ground. Stay on the ground.
Going to sack him back at the 39-yard line.
Great defensive pressure.
Nice job there, and nice call. Even a better tackle, but Mr. Johnson doing work. So it's now 2nd down and 18. We're under 3 to go in the third. It's 20 to nothing is the score. Maurice Prince and Gary Woods all over this game here today. We're going to take a look at the scoreboard across the rest of 2A. Ball is snapped, and they're going to give the ball to Larry.
Yep. And he
Ravion.
Brought down by Cameron Carter.
Gain of 2 out to the 41.
Nice trap play.
And to me, the longer you stay away from giving the ball to Ravion Larry, who was a 1,000-yard rusher last year.
Right.
He's in the top 100 athletes in the state.
Yes, he is.
And we can say that we've known that he's there. We know he has an impact, but it has not shown up in this game. They have not gone to him enough.
Right. That's all it is. Now they're going to run the option.
And this time Phillips is going to be surrounded, and down he goes. Going to be brought down after a gain of 2 at the 43-yard line.
You know, Phillips had that ball tucked in his left arm as if he had no intentions of pitching it.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't. And one of those situations right here is I don't know if Ravion, it's 4th down and 14, so Idabel's offense is coming off the field. I'm not sure, like I said, when you have any team, let me phrase this correctly, any team, Gary, you want to go down with the ball in your best player's hands.
Yeah.
Giving them a chance to have an impact on the game. Ball is snapped.
Good snap. Good punt.
And it's going to take a bounce inside the 20.
Oh, wow.
And is rolling and will be down inside the 10 at about the 7-yard line.
Wow, that was an excellent punt, directional punt away from Xavier Thompson. And Xavier let it go, thinking that it was going to make its way, into the end zone, but it all of a sudden just hit a curve and slid out of bounds.
So in this situation, it's 1st and 10, and Millwood's backed up in its worst position that it's had all day, worst field position, the most challenging field position, I should say. And right now, ball security, play smart, get a 1st down, and keep this clock moving.
Yeah.
1:21 to go. 3 receivers. Twins to the left. Calls Donovan Knight in motion. They're going to fake it and then give the ball to
Big hole.
And Davis looking for contact.
Yep.
Punishing them for contact and gets a Sunbeam Family Services first down at about the 24-yard line.
Excellent run. One of the things, though, I'd love to see Davis do, got through to the 3rd level. You're at the 3rd level. You don't run over people. You got to give them a head fake and a shake, because he could have turned that beautiful run into a big-time score if he just would have made one guy miss.
I think he was just surprised on just how far in the backfield he got.
Well, okay.
And this time they're going to get it to Keys. Keys cuts back inside. Nothing doing there. Maybe a gain of 1 from the 24 to the 25-yard line for Anthony Keys this time. So it takes it to the 25-yard line. So 2nd down and 9. We're under a minute to go in the third. And the Falcons will have to run one more play as it's 29 seconds on the play clock. So it's a 10-second difference between that and the game clock. So the Falcons run a smart play here. 19 seconds on the clock. CJ's got his call in. 3 receivers. Twins to the left side. Ball is snapped. They're going to fake it. Swing it back out to Nixon. Nixon at the 30. And it's going to be bumped out of bounds right there at the 30, I should say. Gain of 5.
Clock's going to stop.
Going to stop the clock at 16 seconds. So gain of 5 for Nickens here. 3rd down and 4. So the Falcons will run a play, and the next play will be the final play of the 3rd. So to me, run a running play, get to the 4th quarter. Because then you gain an asset, the clock. Going to work now. We've got a tight bunch formation on the right side, and this time they're running the Wild Falcon with Lamar Davis, and he churns his feet ahead for a gain of maybe 2 yards. Out to what will be, looks like they're going to spot it at the 33. So Davis to the 33-yard line, and that will be the final play of the 3rd quarter, setting up a 4th down and 1. We'll be right back. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, brought to you by SSM Health at St. Anthony and Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores. This is OG&E, the Millwood and Richmond Foundation, First Security Bank, A-Plus Lawn Services, Big O's Pork and Dreams, Chris and Christy Harrison of Heritage Funeral Home, David Threet's Hair Cafe Cosmetology School, Wings Supreme, Narissa Berry Insurance Agency, Love Student of the Month, Super Prep, and Perry Publishing and Broadcasting Company. All right, 4th down and 1, and the offense is still on the field here. The Falcons seeing if they might be able to draw them off sides here, see if Idabel's going to pay attention here. The linemen don't have their hands down, and they just dropped their hands now. And so Darwin Franklin cues in something, and Idabel steps in the gap. They still got 5 seconds here, 4 seconds.
He's going to burn it.
And he's going to call a timeout here just to see if the Warriors were going to be willing to spot him one.
Right.
Now, taking a look at the scoreboard across the landscape of Class 2A right now, Jones all over Victory Christian, 50-24 into the 3rd quarter. And in other action going on across the state here, Kiefer and Alva. And Kiefer up 20-14 now against Alva. That game now in the 4th quarter, just starting the 4th quarter. And we're here, of course, with the score being 20-0 right here. Timeout's been called on the field here. That's an OG&E Services timeout. OG&E energizes the communities they serve. Find a rewarding career at OG&E.com. Also, A-Plus Lawn Service. The best time to address that brown lawn of yours is right now. Let them put that green stuff on it. Let them do that. Let them treat it. Let Milo Wilson and his staff take great care of you at A-Plus Lawn Services. Just call for an appointment today, 405-535-5139. Back to live action here, and the Falcons look like they're going to go for it here. This time the Falcons are set to go. The 40-second clock is up.
4 wide.
4 wide receivers here.
4th down and 1.
Keys is here. And Idabel
showing blitz.
Showing blitz, but they back out of it. 15 seconds here. And this time CJ drops back. And they're going to snap it over his head. And now CJ kicks it. And it's going to take a bounce. And it will be down as they tried to catch them sleeping here. And that snap went over CJ's head. He did everything he could just to get on top of the ball there.
Yeah. Wow.
So, again, he did the best job he could based upon what that was. And so the punt. And we've seen CJ kick the ball.
Yeah, it's just he had to kick it under the rest because of the bad snap. He had to run backwards. Ball was over his head, and he had to catch it off of one bounce with his back to the defense, then turn around and find a place to kick the ball just to get it out or keep it from getting blocked. So, again, great play by CJ, at least moving the ball a little bit.
Ball on the Millwood 44-yard line. So if the Warriors were looking for an opportunity to get back in the game, they've got the field position now. Can they put the points on the board to match it? 3 receivers now, twins to the right side. The Falcons are showing blitz, and this time they're going to pull it back.
Phillips,
move. He's trying to get it loose, and down he goes. Swore down again.
Play.
Yaquab
Johnson.
Johnson bringing him down at the 50-yard line. Second sack of the second half for Mr. Johnson.
Yeah, again, he was one of those linebackers that the Falcons defensive staff decided to move to a defensive end position and utilize his quickness and athleticism to get pressure on the quarterback. He's a tough kid. We've seen that throughout the course of the season. He's highly, highly active and productive.
All right. Under 11:15 to go in the game. 3 receivers. Ball is snapped. Jet sweep fake to Phillips. Phillips finds a crease in the middle of the field and is going to take a big-time hit from Zaire Fisher to bring him down, but not before he gets a gain that's going to be just inches shy of the first down.
That is a great call by the offensive staff of Idabel and good recognition by Phillips, because he could have easily handed that ball off, but he was able to see a crease and was athletic enough to accelerate through it.
Yeah, so a tremendous run by him there on that play, getting down to the 30s. I'm going to say 35.5-yard line because they need to get to the 35 for a first down. Idabel shifts around.
Major shift.
Off-balance formation. They're going to hand the ball to the outside and finding a crease. And then
there you go.
Taking it inside the 10, 5.
Touchdown, Idabel.
Idabel. That is Mr. Dixon.
Yep.
Macklin Dixon takes it to the house for a touchdown. He's in the end zone. Looks like he's hurt.
He's just a little tired, but you see how fast he is. Again, that's what you don't want.
Unbalanced formation, Gary.
Yep.
And not having the Falcons did not shift, and it allowed Idabel to get that extra blocker.
Yep.
And before you blinked, you said it. These guys out of the jet sweep run it like running backs.
Yes, they do.
And they were able to really get a good push there, and Idabel's on the board, 20-6 with 10:15 to go, pending the extra point.
And let me say this, too. These guys are fast. I mean, Mac and Lopez, these two guys, they're 100-meter guys. And so you let them get out there on the edge, and right now it looks like Dixon's having a problem with his leg.
Yeah, when he got into the end zone, that tackle that he had kind of kicked that leg out.
Okay.
And I could tell when he first stood up that he was not confident in how that leg felt.
Okay. Well, at least he's able to walk off the field. So
under his own power.
That's right.
So it looks like Dylan Parker is going to attempt the extra point here.
Oh.
And the kick is through the uprights.
I could have sworn that someone got their hands on it.
I remember some wise person telling me from this vantage point, you can't always tell.
You can't always tell. But I heard the kick, and then I heard another secondary
like ricochet,
and I thought that, wow, someone got their hands on the ball.
All right, so the gamble the Falcons did, trying to throw Idabel off, ends up getting Idabel a step into the game a little bit now. So the score is now 20. Yeah, 20. It's 20 to 7. It's 20 to 7.
27. Okay.
Yeah, they have it wrong on the jumbotron right now. They'll have to get that adjusted. But the score is
20 to 7.
20 to 7, not 21 to 6, which is displayed.
Right.
So they'll have to make the adjustment on that. In fact, the linesman is trying to get them to make the correction. So so the correction came down. So it's 20-7, not 21-7.
Yeah.
But nonetheless.
There you go.
So here we go, set to action. So Idabel now has some life. And the Falcons, who have scored, and the second half of this game, it is 7-6 in the second half in terms of scoring. So this is a big-time possession here for the Falcons. And the kick. Onside kick.
Up, loose.
And the ball is going to get covered. Davis missed it, but leave it to Zaire Fisher to recover.
Great play by Zaire Fisher.
So it will be down inside the 40. I want to say it's going to be down at the 38-yard line. That's where the Falcons will set up shop 1st and 10 from there. Gary, to me, this is an important possession for the Falcons in many ways, only because there's still plenty of time left on this. If you score again, then they have to come up with 3 scores.
Right.
3 separate possessions. So going to work now, Keys is going to get spun down after a gain of 3 out to the 41-yard line.
Inside zone play by Keys.
So a gain of 3 gain of 3 setting up second down and what will be 7 yards to go now.
I'd like to see them go back to the short passing game, like throwing the hitch routes, throwing a little slant routes, those things that make CJ comfortable. But they're going to line up in the diamond formation. Going to try to work a little clock here.
Going to work now.
Look at the response from Idabel, 6-man front.
10 seconds on the play clock. Millwood's going to work against that clock. Now Lamar Davis comes out. They're going to give the ball to Carter. Carter dances his way to the 45. Takes the power at the 50. And if he stayed on his feet, he had a chance to take it to the house.
Well, again, Carter had a one-on-one out on the edge by himself, and the linebacker took over for the running back. And instead of him just stiff-arming the guy and taking off running, he just ran him over.
These guys are looking for contact.
Yeah, they are. Big nasty.
So Cameron Carter gets a Sunbeam Family Services first down at the 44-yard line.
Earlier
at the Warrior 44-yard line.
I know his uncles are listening to the game for sure. His uncles are the Carter brothers, Larry, Fred, and Joe.
So now going to work. Going to fake it. Wild Falcon to Lamar Davis. Davis is going to fall ahead for a gain of 2 down to the 42.
Yeah.
So second down and what will be 8 here.
Earlier I said that old Cameron Carter, he eats his Wheaties, but then I thought about what his Uncle Larry would say. His Uncle Larry would say, no, he don't eat it. That's deer meat. he eat the deer meat. That's what that is. That's why he walk around with all them muscles.
All right, going to work right now. Falcons with a bunch formation to the inside, so it's empty. 5 receivers.
Yep, CJ is out at receiver.
Down here near the numbers. Davis is going to roll, finds a crease, and blasts away for a nice gain.
Yeah.
Inside the 40, down to the
37
37-yard line. So it's a gain about 5 yards on that play, but that's what you need.
Hey, I'll take 5 all day long.
So the ball's officially spotted at the 37-yard line. So 3rd down and 3. More importantly, the clock is under 8 minutes to go. Falcons got 20 seconds on this play here.
They stay in the heavy package with Diamond.
So Diamond formation here.
6-man front coming from Idabel.
So the Falcons taking their time. 6 seconds on the clock.
Yep.
5 seconds. Idabel says they're bringing pressure.
Give it
this
to
time
Cameron
again,
Carter.
Cameron Carter again.
He powers his way.
And Mr.
got
Deer Meat looks like he's got enough for the first down.
He got it.
So Carter is going to be close. They have not given the official signal yet. They're saying stop the clock. And they're going to put the ball what will be at the 33. And they're saying,
like
okay, it's a Sunbeam Family Service.
Yeah.
It just was late.
Yeah, he made that first down by a yard.
So it is a Sunbeam Family Services first down. 1st and 10 for the Falcons again. And under 7.5 to play in this game. Falcons looking to finish off this contest. Falcons in control of this game. They've never been behind. Two-back formation, two receivers. And they wait to 1 second on the play clock to snap it. Lamar Davis hits the Jets. He's at the 30, at the 25.
Oh, great run by Davis.
Davis is going to get a gain of almost 10 yards, taking the ball inside the 25. They're going to mark him down at the 23.
I mean, that was just pure
gain of 11.
Speed. He just raced to the sticks and just hit the Jets and just outran those Idabel defenders. Great carry.
So with that being said, it's 1st down and 10 after another Sunbeam Family Services first down. And the clock, because he ran out of bounds, does stop, but it's 6:50 to go in the game. And the Falcons are monotonously driving the ball down the field. We're back in diamond formation.
Something. They got 3 seconds on the clock. Need to burn it. Burn it.
And the Falcons called a timeout here. Falcons call for time. So 2 timeouts left here. We want to make sure we thank all our sponsors for today's game: Sunbeam Family Services, OG&E, the Millwood and Richmond Foundation, First Security Bank, A-Plus Lawn Services, Big O's Pork and Dreams, Chris and Christy Harrison of Heritage Funeral Home, David Threet's Hair Cafe Cosmetology School, Wing Supreme, Narissa Berry Insurance Agency, Love Student of the Month, Super Prep, and Perry Publishing and Broadcasting Company. Now, Gary, so if Millwood is to finish off this game and they're playing Kiefer and or Alva, where would your best get next week's game would be for location? Because that puts us on the Tulsa side of the state. So
so if it's Alva's northwest.
Northwest.
And if it's Kiefer, I think Kiefer is kind of like towards Tulsa.
Yeah, it is towards Tulsa.
So it just depends on who wins.
So because could the game end up being in Edmond or something like that?
I don't know.
If it's Kiefer, it probably could be.
If it's Kiefer, it'd be somewhere up there.
Ball is snapped back to live action, and Anthony Keys dances in the middle of the
Good
field.
carry by
takes
Keys.
it down inside the 20, down to the 16-yard line.
Nice inside zone. He broke about 2 or 3 tackles, getting down there like a gain of about 7. I don't know where that game would be. The question would be, where are those northern games being played right now? Where's Kiefer playing Alva at right now? Where is that game being held? And then Victory Christian's playing right now?
Yes.
Up that way as well. So it'd probably be back at those fields.
Going to work right now. Clock's 10 seconds on the play clock. So 2 receivers, diamond formation. Ball is snapped, and they're going to hand the ball off to Davis. Davis chances.
He steps out of a tackle.
At the 15.
He walked
10,
touchdown.
5,
Wow,
and it's going to be a
big-time
First Security
run.
Bank touchdown for the Falcons.
Big-time run by Davis. Wow. He skipped, saw a crease, jumped to the left, outran everyone. His speed is impressive.
That's why he's nitro, because as soon as he hits the Jets, he can get there.
And he's just a sophomore. He'll be back next year.
Yeah, so plenty of time. He's still got some eligibility left at high school level. That's an important detail.
Wow.
So now the Falcons are going to bring out the field goal kicker.
Uh-oh. Estrada.
And the kick, Estrada.
And did it go through?
And he puts it through. And he's
all right, Estrada.
Estrada put it through the upright.
And look at the team celebrate.
So it's 27-7. And for those who don't know, you're like, it's just an extra point. No, Millwood primarily does not utilize that part of the game, the point after. They use the 2 points.
Right. But Estrada has been working so faithfully. By the way, he's a foreign exchange student that came to us this year. And so football is a new sport for him. And so he decided he wanted to be our kicker without any type of formal training. And he's just been working diligently every day at practice.
And it shows. He's gotten better and better.
He's gotten better every week. So we're so proud of this accomplishment for him.
Now, if you have a dream of becoming a homeowner or a business owner, let First Security Bank make your dream a reality. First Security Bank, member FDIC, is an African-American-owned bank. You need a number to call them? Sure, 405-424-4341. And Estrada's going to put it in play right now. And the Estrada kick is high, end over end, and it's going to go out of bounds.
Yeah.
So it will be a kick that goes out of bounds right there about the 30-yard line, but it will be a penalty for illegal procedure against the defense. So illegal kick overall in this case. So that illegal kick is they going to put it at the 35 or the 45? That's going to put it at the 35-yard line. So that moves the ball to the 35-yard line, 1st and 10 from that spot. So 1st and 10 for the Warriors. So Falcons going to work now. Phillips is going to roll to the right, looking for a receiver, and he's going to throw it in no man's land. It's going to be intercepted.
Taffy.
Did he catch it over his shoulder?
Yes, he did.
He caught it over his shoulder.
Terrence Taffy on the pick. Beautiful job.
An over-the-shoulder interception. It didn't even look like Taffy had a chance to make the play, but he made it, caught it right over. Now we have an injured Falcon. That's Zaire Fisher.
He's kind of got up, grabbing his shoulder a little bit, but I think he's okay.
What a play. Man.
That was a great interception. Well played. I don't know how he intercepted the ball, but of course the Falcons had the receiver for Idabel double covered, and so
the throw would have had to have been perfect.
Right, and it just wasn't perfectly thrown, but it was hard for anyone to catch. But Taffy came up with it. Great play by Taffy.
Yeah, he did. What a great job by him on that play. So Terrence Taffy gets the interception there. And then going to work again, the Falcons pick up a few yards on the play.
Yeah, good play by Davis.
Davis, who did get into the end zone on the last.
I mean, that's a gain of 5.
Yeah. Gain of 5 for sure.
Now I'm looking at body language, and I'm seeing a big difference between the Falcons now with 5:26 left in the fourth quarter. I'm watching Millwood coming to the line ready to go, and I'm seeing Idabel kind of looking like they're a little bit down.
Yeah. And you could almost understand that. Now giving the ball to Cameron Carter. And he's at the 50.
He breaks the tackle. He's in open field.
He's at the 30. He's at the 20, 15, 10, 5.
Touchdown, Cameron Carter.
Touchdown for Cameron Carter.
This time, instead of running over somebody, he ran over one guy, but he ran past the others. Great run by Cameron Carter.
So Cameron Carter must have heard us when we said last time he ran not to score, he ran for contact. But he solved that problem right there as he takes it to the end zone for the touchdown. And the Falcons now lead 33-7. And Estrada's back out to kick the extra point attempt again.
Let's go, Estrada. And it goes through. He hits a second one.
Estrada might say, hey, promote me, coach. So Estrada gets through again, 34-7. 5:01 to go. Falcons have just been dominant. And in the second half, once they got their energy going, things got interesting. And actually, things are getting interesting in the Jones Victory Christian game. Jones has scored 20 straight points.
Oh, my gosh.
It's 56-36.
Oh.
Still 3:30 to go in the third in that game.
Yeah.
And Kiefer has gone ahead and finished off Alva 34-14.
Wow.
And so now they await the winner of this game here. And reminder, there's one more game today in Class 2A. Washington taking on, who is it? I just went blank.
It's a good game. Vian,
that's right.
That's a barn burner. High onside.
Estrada's kick is going to be fielded at the 40-yard line, at the Idabel 40-yard line. So 1st and 10, Idabel from that spot. Change of possession, so 34-7 now. 5 minutes to go in the contest. Reminder, coming up immediately following the game, the SSM Health post-game show. Gary and I will go over that, then kind of go over the keys to this game, then select the Big O's Pork and Dreams and Super Prep Player of the Game. That's coming up immediately following this contest today. 3 receivers make that 4 receivers. Trips to the right side. Ball is snapped. Phillips is rolling to the right. He's going to throw one to the outside. That catch is going to be made at the midfield. And then going to be tackled right there at the 49-yard line. Good tackle in the mid in space.
Woods, yeah.
So they caught the ball, taking it to the Millwood 49-yard line. So nice job on the pass play. It's going to be a 1st and 10 for Idabel. 4:45 to go. So 3 receivers, 4 receivers, trips to the right side. Ball is snapped. Phillips rolls to the right again. Looking, has a receiver open. It's going to be caught. Is that
that's Johnson who made that tackle? He's a defensive end who
so
ran
that was
down.
Lopez with the catch.
Yeah, and he was tackled by the defensive end. He played the defensive end on this side and ran all the way downfield and made an open field tackle on a wide receiver.
Well, he had coverage. He was right.
I know, but it's just the effort by Johnson. That was a great effort by him.
So it's another 1st down for Idabel. That's 20 yards and 2 plays for them. Going to hand the ball off. No, they're not. Phillips is going to keep it, go to the outside, runs out of bounds inside the 30. Nice chunk plays here for them. He's going to run out of bounds right there at the 27-yard line. Gain of 12 on that play. So it's now 32 yards of offense in 3 plays for Idabel. Running out of bounds stops the clock with 4 minutes to go. So now going to work. 3 make that 4 receivers for Idabel. Going to fling the ball to the outside.
Oh, incomplete pass.
Pass is incomplete. Pressure.
It was intended for Larry.
Ravion Larry, that is, folks.
Yeah.
And to me, if you're Idabel, I was going to save this for post-game.
Right.
But, Gary, as you said, the body language and, it's not – I know there's 357 and it's never polite to go ahead and say things, but Millwood looks like they're going to go ahead and win this game.
Yeah.
4 receivers, trips to the left side. But if I'm Ravion Larry with the carry.
That was a good carry by Larry.
He's going to take it down to the 21-yard line.
But you were saying?
I was just saying, you kind of feel like you didn't put your best effort forward to compete in this game.
Well, I think some of the early mistakes
that's
kind of
true.
took them right off track.
Well,
there.
Millwood created extra possessions, but it's 14-0. I mean, that's what the score is at the end of the first half.
Right.
But in this particular case, that's still a game that I have a horse. I have Ravion Larry.
Yeah.
It's the equivalent of us having Ricky Hunt last year.
Right.
You give the ball to that guy. Lopez looking for some daylight. Tough run by Lopez.
Yeah, he's
still refusing to go down. Playing hard.
Right.
If you're Idabel, you got to love that kid.
No, you got to love him. And, they didn't use him as much as I thought they were going to use him in the second half.
Well, that's true. They went away from the jet sweep.
They did go away from it. And we didn't say for them to go away from it. We said the jet sweep shouldn't be the focus, that they should be running inside the tackles.
North-south, yes.
North-south. And then let the jet sweep be a plus for them. And they used that with Mac Dixon.
Okay, in a boxing match, Sugar Ray Leonard, they jab you setting up the overhand right. That's what you're supposed to do.
That's right.
And this time, Phillips is going to be brought down. Great open field tackle there.
Yep, it was a great open field tackle by Timothy Fisher.
Tommy Fisher. Going to bring him down at the, I think it's going to be the 34-yard line. It's going to be a major loss on the sack on that play. And it's going to be turnover on downs.
That's right. So the Millwood offense takes over.
With 2:27 to go. Now, there is 16 seconds on the play clock. I think they should reset that. Okay, they do.
They do. Okay.
So if you're Millwood,
they got Keys and they have Keys and they have Davis in the backfield.
Unbalanced formation now. So now going to work.
Davis runs out of his shoe.
He ran out of his shoe. So the clock is just now starting to run. So the Falcons need to get 1 first down. So they're going to lose a yard on the play. Back to the 33-yard line. So a second down on 11, 1:59 to go. The Falcons, 29 seconds. I'm not snapping it till it's exactly that, so it's at 1:30. So now going to work right now. Josiah Woods is the quarterback on the play. He's looking at the clock there. 12 seconds on the clock. 9 seconds on the clock. Ball is snapped. There's going to be a flag on the play, and this time they're going to give the ball to number 34 for the Falcons. It's going to blow the play dead at the 43-yard line, but that's in the area of coming back. It looked like holding. So it looks like holding is going to be the penalty here.
Yeah.
So
it's down to 124.
124, so the penalty. So it's a legal formation. So that's going to move the ball back to the inside the 30 at the 29-yard line. So second down and what will be 15 yards to go. And hopefully they set the clock and then wind it. 25 seconds on the play clock now. So the Falcons won't have to snap it till it's under a minute to go. And really, if they could find a play that would take away,
right,
I'd say like 15 seconds,
right,
10 seconds, that would pretty much do it. The Falcons down for 3 seconds, and they're going to hand the ball off to Keys. Keys turns the corner to the outside, run it to open field, and he's in open field, and he's going to be brought down at about it's a Sunbeam Family Services first down. They're going to mark him down inside the Idabel 45-yard line at the 43. So Keys gets another nice carry to add to the stat line for today.
So now they can kneel it out.
So the ball will be spotted at the 43-yard line. At the Idabel 43-yard line. So 1st and 10 Falcons. And 13 seconds on the play clock. So victory formation. And Josiah Woods is going to kneel the ball there. And that will be the final play of this contest. And it's on to the semifinals for the Falcons, as they are going to be victorious against the Idabel Warriors
34-7.
34-7. Tremendous game by the Falcons. Coming up next, the SSM Health post-game show is going to be right behind you. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, brought to you by SSM Health at St. Anthony's and Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores.
Join Pfizer, supporters of families with sickle cell disease, and its partners at the Minority Health Counts event for the town hall meeting, Voices for the Heart, about ATTR-CM, a rare condition associated with heart failure that impacts minorities. Saturday, December 2nd at 10 a.m. at Metrotech, 1900 Spring Lake Drive in OKC. For more information, call 918-619-6174 or register at
Welcome to the SSM Health post-game show. Sometimes after a hard-fought game, you need the services of a sports medicine specialist, and let the good folks at SSM Health Hospitals help get you back in the game. So today, the Falcons are victorious 34-7. Maurice Prince and Gary Woods here. Emotions ran a little high as the teams separated here at the end of the game, and it's tough for a team that was undefeated,
right,
to end up in a bad situation in a game that they didn't think that they were going to lose in this fashion.
Right.
So it's a tough one, and that's exactly what we've got. So now the Falcons move on to the semifinals. They win 34-7. Gary, what was the most impressive thing about today's game?
Well, right away, I think the turnover battle, the Falcons did a great job in forcing turnovers early. And everything that they did to Idabel completely took them out of their game. They just could not get back on rhythm. They scored one time on a jet sweep, which was a very good call. And it was a big play, Mo, but other than that, the big plays did not come for Idabel. Idabel tried to grind it out and run the ball in between the tackles. They had some reasonable success there, but it wasn't good enough for them to sustain any significant drives. And Millwood was able to execute offensively in the run game. The offensive line played extremely well. They protected CJ. CJ was able to complete some nice passes. Jayden Nickens, Xavier Thompson made some plays. And then, of course, I have to give the hats off to the running back game. I mean, all three of them, Keys, Davis, and Carter, carried the ball extremely well and played well. Carter played extremely well on both sides of the ball. So all of the pieces came together. You couldn't have asked for a better game execution on behalf of the Falcons. Even the play calling from top to bottom was really, really good.
Right. And I want to put this out there. The keys to the game, eliminate their big plays. Millwood didn't just do that. They put a bow and a button on that.
Hey.
The other one, no turnovers. The Falcons did that and created more turnovers. They were in the plus category on that.
Yep.
I think they forced a total of 4 on the day. So when you look at that, then finally you said protect CJ.
Yep.
CJ got hit twice in a 4-quarter game against a team that we know is better, than what they played today.
And that happened in the first half, and it was only because he held the ball and didn't run it.
Right. So when you look at this, Idabel, 157 yards of total offense, 121 yards rushing, and 36 yards passing. That number, if you're Idabel, the 36-yard passing is something that comes as a surprise.
Right.
Not because that they couldn't. It's just they didn't.
Right.
They didn't. And then on the top of that, I feel for the Warriors' sake, I did not get enough Ravion Larry today.
Yes.
I expected him to have over 100 yards rushing on the day. That's what I expected.
Yep.
Because that young man is as talented as they come.
Yep.
He is sensational. And Phillips is good too. But the Falcons took away their number one option, which was that jet sweep attacking the edges.
Right, with Lopez.
And they never adjusted to this in this game that we saw today.
And then also, too, when Mac Dixon went out with the knee after he scored that touchdown, he didn't come back. And so that was another blow to the Idabel psyche.
Yeah,
so I think that was something else. Again, this is a team who was 11-0, and they're used
11-0.
Yeah, they're used to trading blows.
And here's the thing.
But they got down big, and they just didn't have it to come back.
I'll disagree with you with the big, and not to the second half. It was 14-0.
I was talking about when they got 21. When it hit 21, I saw it change.
When it hit 20.
Yeah, when it hit 20, their body language just changed.
It changed.
Yeah.
But to me, this is, for what we talked about, this is a complete team.
Right.
Idabel is. What's indicative today of this score is not the true Idabel team that's played.
It's not what they've been
I'm
showing.
Sorry,
right.
Not what you saw on tape, not what I saw on tape. I'm not here saying that we overblew them. No, I know what my eyes saw.
Right. And here's the other thing, though, and I'll say this. I went through their roster and just kind of looked at it, and let me say this. They're a young team, and 11-0 with a young team, that's something that they have to learn these sort of lessons.
Yeah.
Millwood is a young team. We're not 11-0, but we were 10-1. And so Now we're looking at a situation where we learned those lessons. We got a nose-bloodied first game of the season against Heritage Hall. This was a team. This team built a little differently because a lot of them started as freshmen. Remember that? When when they didn't go to the playoffs, they were done by this time of the year. And so now this is the byproduct. We're seeing now the investment that was made when they didn't have success 2 years ago.
Right. Now, Millwood finished the day with 387 yards of total offense, running the ball for 240 and throwing the ball for 147 yards. When we start looking at the total statistics for today's game, overall, the Falcons 6 of 12 on third down conversions. That's just 50%. Is outstanding.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Lamar Davis finished the day with 17 carries for 97 yards and a touchdown. Cameron Carter, 6 carries, 91 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Anthony Keys, 8 carries for 45 yards. Xavier Thompson, 1 carry for 11 yards. C.J. Turnbull on the day, 8 of 13 and 147. No touchdowns, but better yet, no interceptions on the day. Then when we start looking at the receiving core, second half of the game, Jaden Nickens got going. 5 catches for 61 yards. Xavier Thompson still only had his 2 for 78. Lamar Davis 1 for 8. Going to give Joshua Estrada his love. Two extra points.
2 PATs.
2 PATs in the course of the game. So when you start looking at the total and the overall score of this contest overall, Gary, the Falcons were dominant in stretches of this game, and they played a complete game when they needed to. To me, there was no letdowns. We knew that the Falcons were playing in every game, every play.
Right. So who are you asking me?
So I have to ask you, who is your Big O's Pork and Dreams? They got 2 locations, one in Midwest City, one in Edmond, home of the famous Fat Butt. Go see them today. It's a great job today to get some brisket. Ain't nothing like some brisket after Thanksgiving, baby.
Yes, sir. I want to try that Big Nasty, though.
Okay. All right. So here's what you do. Swing by because you got pie.
Yeah, all the way back.
And then we won't see you any more of you today.
Well, but I still got a lot of dressing at the house. I need to go get me some of that
dressing.
Well, hey, player of the game.
Oh, wait. Also brought to you by Super Prep.
Okay. So now we're ready?
Yeah, officially. What
do you think?
Gary,
I tell you what, I'm leaning. I love the run game of the Falcons. That's what carried the day. 6 carries for 91 yards and 2 TDs on a guy who plays both sides of the ball, and he probably had about 10 tackles today too. I can't look past my man, Cameron Deer Meat Carter.
Deer Meat. Okay, Deer Meat
his,
Carter.
His grandmother going to probably say, Gary, you don't be calling my son Deer Meat. No, Cameron Carter, outstanding play today. Just an absolute stud.
He had some key stops on the other side of the ball. So overall today, the Falcons have emerged victorious. So the season continues. The Falcons will now play Kiefer next week. Not sure of the location.
It's going to be somewhere up near Tulsa.
It's going to be
probably Chandler, Stroud, somewhere like
in there.
That. Mm-hmm.
So they'll play Kiefer next week. 34-14. Kiefer beat Alva, which is kind of funny that Alva scored 1 more touchdown than Idabel did today.
Right.
So.
But
Falcons,
this was a different team.
Different team.
A much different team.
So our first look at Kiefer will come next week, and I think it's the Wolfpack, if I'm not mistaken, for Kiefer. So we will see them next week. So be listening this week for details on how you can get involved. The next game will be Friday night, next Friday. So get ready for that game. You've been listening. I want to make sure we thank all our sponsors for today's game. Want to thank them right now. That's Sunbeam Family Services, OG&E, the Millwood and Richmond Foundation, First Security Bank, A-Plus Lawn Services, Big O's Pork and Dreams, Chris and Christy Harrison of Heritage Funeral Home, David Three's Hair Cafe Cosmetology School, Wings Supreme, Narissa Berry Insurance Agency, Love Student of the Month, Super Prep, and Perry Publishing and Broadcasting Company. Congratulations to the Falcons. On to the semis.
That's right.
He's Gary Woods. I'm Maurice Prince. Want to thank our site producer, Bryshon, in the building, and also Deshaun on the camera. We'll see you guys, and thank Stevie D holding it down in the studio for us. But we're going to wrap it up for here. We got to get back to the city. I got leftovers just like Gary does.
That's right.
You've been listening to Millwood Falcon Football, brought to you by SSM Health at St. Anthony and Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores.